I missed that.
That's early in the day for screaming. Hmm.
Yeah, I know.
Then a little bit, that was about how close they were. Yeah. It was fine. Oh, I never seen it. But it's something.
We're live on YouTube, but I'm just getting us started on Facebook. You can start it if you want.
I'd like to call the June town of Hector Audit meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Move on to.
I'll make a motion to approve minutes for May 12th, 2026. So written.
Second it.
We have a first and a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Carries. All right. I have a number of budget journal entries to review. Start right off with, we're gonna get it $708.72 from fund balance to $708.72 to town justice. Should be 0.2, right? There's a pink sticky note down there, may I?
Thank you.
All right. Right. We're gonna get it. $1,500, excuse me, $1,163.19 needs to be moved from A 599 fund balance to A 110.2. We moved offices. We purchased a second desk for the judge's quarters. It went over budget. However, the judge has budgeted money for the last several years and not spent it. So we like sort of taking it out of the fund balance because it's been taxed for, so we might as well pay for it. We are moving $3,240 from A 1420.4 attorney contractual to A 1420.41 attorney contractual Teamsters. So we're moving money from our attorney line to our Teamster negotiation line. We are moving $199.32 from the fund balance, B 599 to B 8090.41, the sustainability committee. This is money that town offered to match for the grant for the pollinator garden at Mecklenburg. We are moving $34,574.83 from DB 5110.42 contractual road ceiling to BB 5110.41 contractual dust oil. As we all know, price of oil has gone up significantly since this budget was created, and so Scott is spending an enormous amount of time trying to do more with less money, and part of it is dust oil was over, so we have to pay for it somehow.
Volume 17, volume 18. Volume 19.
Oh, sorry, wrong direction.
Thank you.
The next one we did last month, so please ignore the $25,000 one. And then we need to do $5,000 from SW 1990.4 water contingent account to SW 8340.4 contractual. And then to finish paying that bill, we're moving $15,334.43 from SW 599 fund balance to SW 8340.4 contractual. And then the last one, and Scott, I was wondering, maybe you could help me with this one. We're moving EV fund balance, $1,005.47, the benefits and uniforms, $1,005.47. You got any thoughts on why we went over in that line? I didn't, Bill.
And this is where we bounce between A and B.
I think that's what it is.
Is what I know, and we change some, that depends on how they buy their.
What time of year they buy their boots?
That's part of it, and part of it might be because we're changing, I don't know how that's come about. Or if we're doubling for a month or how.
I think it's the changeover between the months. We gotta work on that. Budget standpoint, but it might be cleared up in the new contract anyway. All right, then you see you have another sheet that was added. We made a bunch of moves a few weeks ago and discovered that they had been done in error. An update to the payroll system populated a bunch of payroll fields that were not supposed to be populated. Beyond our was computer error thanks to the system update. So we got to move some money back into where it was supposed to be in the first place. But up above, we're closing out the waterfront revitalization grant. We got a final payment. Less than we had initially expected from the state. So we have to debit $8,250 from deferred revenues and credit the 3089 state aid other. That's the like waterfront revitalization grant. $3,051. That's what we actually received. We expected the $8,250. So then we also have to credit the 410 due from state and federal. $5,199 is undispersed funds.
Do we know why it was less?
Because the bills were less, so our share,
We didn't spend all of it.
we didn't spend as much as we had been awarded because it came in because it is substantially complete, but it did not go through the final stage because we don't have zoning.
Mhm.
So we ended up not having quite as much.
Hmm.
No. We paid something out of water from their, from the wrong line, so we have to move $7,140 debited from SW 8340.4 contractual, and we have to credit it back to the contingent account, SW 1990.4. And then this list is all the ones that I discussed, that the computer update populated fields that we shouldn't have had. So we need to debit $3,528 from A 1220.13 and credit A 1990.4 contingent account, $3,528. We need to debit A 1990.4, the contingent account, $5,653.05, and credit A 1410.19. Paid overtime payout, it's $5,653.05. We are further debiting the contingent account B 1990.4, $1,801.23, and crediting 1410.19 payouts. All this is related to the paid time off that Lori had incurred that we had to pay out upon her retirement. And we had initially, the computer system update had put some of her pay out of accounts that shouldn't have been active.
How do we know that these are all the spots in which it was populated incorrectly? I mean, how did you figure it out? One, and two, how do we know that there are not other spots where it was populated incorrectly by the program?
When a lot of the accounts were not balancing, and we were looking at them saying, why aren't they balancing? Because, you know, this person, we haven't paid anything out of this line for many years, and
Hmm.
suddenly it's a negative line. What's going on?
Hmm.
And so we went through and addressed all the negative lines and discovered that it populated about 10 lines that had not.
And how do we know that those are the only lines that were incorrectly populated? I mean, like in a line where it's not a negative number and it's a currently being used line, how would we know that the same mistake hadn't been made?
Because the payroll, we went back through and checked all the payroll numbers to make sure that that wasn't happening. That's a
Hmm.
fair question.
Hmm.
But it wasn't when we were suddenly being charged payroll numbers out of lines that we hadn't used for quite a number of years, that where we ran into a snag, and we thought it was partially due to our initial review was some of these lines were, we paid out of lines we hadn't paid in the past for a while because there was overlap between the new assistant clerk and the
Hmm.
previous.
We were paying two people
We were paying
for a
two
brief
people,
period.
and we initially thought it was that and didn't think too much about it, and then it kept showing up, and I was like, okay, this shouldn't happen.
Hmm.
So.
Hmm.
It was all specifically around sort of things. Whatever. And water, all like the water.
Water billing.
Let's see where we were. Okay, we did that one. We have to debit the contingent account 1990.4, B 180123, and credit the paid timeout payout $1,801.23. We need to reverse budget journal entry number 5, SW 8340.12, superintendent of water assistant, $657, and credit the contingent SW 1990.4. And we need to debit SW 1990.4 at the contingent account and credit SW 8310.19, the paid timeout payout again for $8,033.53. We need to debit the 1990.4, the contingent account again, and credit the appropriate fund balance. Excuse me, debit the appropriate fund balance $2,219.46 because the contingency account was exhausted. And then we need to credit the clerical personnel line, B 1410.12, $2,772.32. Last but not least, we need correct vouchers 35 and 34 from the contingent account. SW 1990.4, we need to debit and credit SW 8340.4 contractual $7,140. And any of this you want to come in and meet with Kathy and I, we're happy to walk you through this whole process. It's a multi-week.
Probably it's a one-time
Accounting
thing.
adventure.
Yeah. Yes,
Just a one-time thing,
better be.
yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the budget amendment journal entries.
I second the motion.
We have a first and a second. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We move on, paying the bills.
I'll make the motion to pay the bills as audited.
I will second. I'll let Anthony second the motion. I have obviously a concern about there being skipped numbers in at least two of the bill funds. And I feel a discomfort in approving the bills with skipped numbers.
What's your concern with the skip numbers?
I mean, I just feel like that's the way that a person could leave room later in an accounting situation to come back and steal money because there's skipped numbers in the audit, you know? So like, oh, nobody never spent 170, like, let's draw a check for that. I mean, I think that we have checks and balances to do that, but I also think that's why we consecutively number the bills. I mean, obviously, I'm sure it's just a mistake, but I just feel uncomfortable with having a bunch of empty numbers in our billing system, personally. And I
Is
know
that
that
what
we'll
they-
address it.
Is that what they end up being, is empty? Do those numbers stay in the billing system? Even though there's no voucher to go with them?
I believe, so. I mean, that's why we number the vouchers. It's like as a form of protection from somebody taking a blank check from a checkbook and spending it on something else.
Is if there was just a number that was skipped, like on the general ones, there were ones where I accidentally gave them the same number. So Williamson Law Book will check that, but they don't check to make sure there's every single number in every single order. So like Williamson Law Book wouldn't have caught that mistake, but it caught mine because it shouldn't have the same number.
I'm just saying I feel uncomfortable because
Right.
that is the reason
So,
you number
but-
bills.
So if I were to ask what happened tomorrow.
And I'm sure it's an honest mistake. I'm
Right.
just saying I'm not comfortable.
Yes,
With
and
that.
that makes sense, and if it is a mistake, then I can let Kathy know and we can just change the voucher numbers and I'll just let her know. So when she goes to make the checks, they're there and I'll just double check
Mhm.
tomorrow. I understand where you're
Mhm.
coming from.
I mean, I think it's not such an issue now because they're electronically generated checks, but the reason they started numbering the checks is to prevent. I mean, that's why when we do our annual audit, the question says, do you use sequentially numbered checks in your checkbook?
Well, checks
Because
and
that-
voucher numbers are separate things.
Yeah, I just feel like it leaves room for confusion.
No, I
And this is the process that we use. They're numbered sequentially. So to me, this is a variation
Okay.
from the process that we use.
So
Even if it's not, even though if it can be counterbalanced, I just don't feel
Question.
super comfortable.
if you look at DA and DB on the vouchers. They won't, so like when I put codes. It doesn't go in order, so like there might be on the A.
No, they're not.
They're
And there's a
not?
lot of skip numbers on
Okay,
one of the funds. It's like this one has three skipped numbers. Okay, that's like whatever, but this
so do you find?
highway has this one, highway had 137, 139, 141, 142, 144, 147, 149, 150, 151. That's a lot of, I mean, it's just not what we
Can I, like the actual,
It's what she was
I
asking.
see what you're saying. Mhm.
so because DA.
That's
Town is like one specific highway line, they're both
That's
part town.
Separate.
So you have, so 135, and then you come over to 136. 137 comes back to here, 138, 139 is here, 140, so when it's a different line number, so. Like when they go to put in DB, because of the. Unless it shares.
I guess my
the
question is,
same-
it's just never been that way before. They've always been sequentially numbered in each of the 5 billing categories that they're paid from. So this has
Right.
not happened
Yeah.
before, which is what makes me
I
concerned.
just figured it out, so
Uh-huh,
it's okay,
uh-huh,
so
yeah.
it goes, so like if 137. Was famous brands, then there would be a 137 on this one and this one, but because this one is a DA. And this one's a DB and there's different vendors. Williamson Law Book separates it when I go to print it out. So there is a voucher.
I guess I'm just
These do go
saying that's
together.
never happened before. They always have been sequentially numbered within the fund. So something is different. I'm not saying there's
It might be how I
product.
printed
I'm just
it out.
saying that there's something different because it's never displayed that way in the 8 years I've been on the board. So that's my concern.
Yes,
Again, I'm sure it's just like a miscommunication or an honest mistake, but I feel uncomfortable because it's never been that way before. So I'm just curious, like what's happened.
okay,
I mean, other people can speak up, but just I've never seen that before. I mean, I think in the 8 years I've been on the board before, there was one or two skip numbers in 8 years. So
Right.
I have never seen this.
It could be as simple as just we're processing one completely before you start the next pile.
Yeah, no, it totally could.
Just
Yeah.
it could be just the human factor.
Yeah, but you're right, I haven't noticed.
But
that.
I've, like I said, in 8 years,
Yeah, when you
maybe
said
there's been
this-
two skip numbers
And tonight
in
I-
8 years. Yeah,
Every-
so
everything
something has
The
changed.
thing is, there's no skip numbers within the highway fund. They just bounce back and forth between. DOT.
Again, it's all just never been that way before. In 8 years, it's never printed in that way.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's something irregular.
factor on how they
Mhm.
process one complete before you start. the
Mhm.
other
Yeah,
pile.
it could be.
Or it could also be because of how I print them off,
Mhm.
How about?
because
we
they
have-
are separated
how
from
about we have
DA and
Meredith
DB.
Take this away and confirm that that is exactly what has happened. And we look at it at the next meeting.
Well, we can't.
We have enough.
Can I?
Then we won't be able to do that
Don't
check.
pay any bills.
No, I understand, but I'm saying we still.
No, I'd like to hear
I'll
about.
process the bills through, but go back through and just confirm that's what happened.
Mhm.
Can I share something?
Yes, please.
You have got to realize that it was the 1st of April before we started back to DB. So the time she's been doing and you've had them in order, there was no DB. It was all A. So they probably were in order. We don't do B until after April 1st when we start into the road projects.
I guess I'm just
So-
saying, like,
Well, I'm saying.
Every year it's
she
been that
is
way.
Not Jane.
I see, I see, I see.
She could have put them in
I see.
some way
Uh-huh.
different.
Uh-huh. You're saying this is just the first time.
You said it's never been that way. Well, it's just catching because we don't even have a B until after April,
Mhm.
April 1st.
And that's
Mhm.
why I said the human factor coming in.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm sure it's not it's
No,
not,
I
it's
think-
just irregular and I'm just curious
I
why.
think it's a good thing
irregular.
you're raising the point.
Yeah.
It definitely needs to be looked at.
Mhm.
There has been times where some of the numbers, there's sequential numbers, but some of them are on the last page of the cover
Mhm.
sheet.
Yeah.
Mhm. Like they were paid a different time frame or something, but.
They did it, but
Mhm.
they go down through and there's like 75 is missing, there's another sheet that's got
Mhm.
75 and the ones that are missing in the back.
Mhm.
I have seen that, but
But that's
usually,
not
yes.
the case.
No,
tonight.
it's not the case.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
usually do.
almost
I know your point, they're
Mhm.
usually in order, yes, but
Mhm.
Do we normally have a separate file for DA and DP, or is it normally highway all one?
all one.
That's what I was thinking, is highway's normally all one and we haven't,
Mm,
that could be part of the problem too.
it could be, yeah,
If you're, I think highway's traditionally been one
Pile.
pile.
Right,
DA,
that could be it right
DP,
there.
And if you're not printing them out separately.
right, then that would be
show
it,
up
they'd be all in order, yeah, yeah, there's probably, that could be very well it, because
it's
that's a
next to
pretty,
file.
each of those is thin for highway, I mean,
Yeah.
usually it's a bigger
Yeah,
pile.
and there's a different number
Mhm.
of piles.
Mhm.
Normally it kind of looks like that.
Right,
Yeah.
yes, that's exactly it, yeah, and they usually share one cover sheet with sequential, yeah,
Mm,
that's what it is, yeah.
You simply just separated the DA
Mhm. Mhm.
into two different files.
Mhm.
Which is good for him.
Mhm.
Should be separate. It's two different accounts.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a good point, it probably makes more sense to have it as DA and DB. Mhm.
If I was doing the paperwork, and I guess I never really paid attention because I never had, I just had to sign them. But if you have DA and DB, I'd want two different piles. I wouldn't want them one after.
Because they're two different budgets.
Two
Mhm.
different budgets.
Yeah, so that actually is more proper. It's just that they're sharing one cover page for two, in the past, they shared one cover page
Yes,
and now there's separate cover pages.
Right, and so they are, the way that Williamson Law Book allows us to do it is that Dan can do a DA and a DB, but it has to be the same vendor. But not all of them are same vendor, so when you do separate them out.
So you're saying like,
this,
if somebody went to Watkins Glen,
So like,
lumber or supply or something,
one of your questions is, like, one of your concerns is voucher 137. So for DB, 136 is Famous Brands and it's coming out of the DB line.
Mhm.
But voucher 137 is coming out of the DA line and it's for Himrod, so they're not the same vendors. So they have to be separated so they get a different voucher number.
Mhm.
And then it goes back to 138, and then 139 is now a DB line. And it's coming from a different vendor, so it has to be separated. Because they don't allow us to,
So I wonder how in the past it hasn't been separated. You
so
know,
it could be
we've
the way
had
that
all
it's printed
highway
out or the way
on
that
No, I
It's
think
been
it's just,
separated.
I think
I think it's
sometimes
just she
both
printed
ends.
one sheet in the past with all DA and DB on it. And you'd have to notice which fund it was paying for. Like, this is really more proper. It's just not,
Because you
we've
have
done it.
clear line
Mhm.
breakup.
But everything is there, all the expenditures are there, they're just more confusing, I guess.
Mhm.
And all the numbers are there.
Yeah, so 137 is here, 139 is here, 140 comes back over here, 41, 42, 43. 43 is there. 43 is here, 44 is here.
We just
44,
jumped ahead 30 years in progress.
47, and then 149 through 51 is here, and then it goes back to 50. So they are all there,
Great,
they're
okay.
just bouncing.
Thank you for
Okay.
explaining that, because like I said, it's not been displayed that way in the past. And so it was confusing to see it that way. Thanks, Meredith.
Yeah.
You did a lot for that.
Yeah, we got the second.
Anthony seconded.
And then, we had our questions and comment period.
No, we gotta vote, yeah.
Yeah, so as I said, we had a question and comment, so everybody in favor of the bills as audited?
Aye.
Right.
I'm gonna
Anybody
abstain,
opposed? You're gonna abstain?
because I haven't seen any, I was late, so I didn't look at the signs, so I'm gonna abstain.
Fair enough. Motion carries. All right, it is 7:26, and we're gonna open the floor to a 10-minute public comment period. I'm gonna start with our representative from the library, since we got skipped on the agenda somehow. And then we'll move on. You can stand up and introduce yourself and.
Hello, my name is Amanda Zell. I am the library director at the Hector Library. I have been the library director there since July of 2025, so it's coming out of my year anniversary. We have been working very hard to expand our programming, increase our community engagement, and make the library a welcoming resource for residents of all ages. I'm here just to highlight what our summer, I just wanted to brag about all the fun things that we're gonna do, and just to introduce myself to you, since it's been almost a year, and I should at least say hello. We're doing our summer reading program, which is statewide, and all through New York, the libraries do this. We will be collaborating with all the libraries in Schuyler County, Odessa, Montour, Watkins, and us. We have fabulous events that are free for all ages. And we just are trying to encourage literacy, learning, and community engagement throughout the summer, so that nobody falls behind with that summer slide. In August, we're gonna have a huge party after the summer reading club, so all the libraries are gonna get together, and we're gonna have a party in the Montour Falls Farmers Market. It's the summer reading club final party, so anybody that participated, we now all come together and we celebrate our success. So this all kicks off on June 30th with a special program. It's called Disney Musical Bingo. So I invite all families to come, and we listen to Disney songs, and we play bingo, and I have prizes, and I'm gonna have information about the library. It's gonna be amazing. And then every Tuesday in July, Tuesday at 3, come to the library. We're gonna have an amazing event every Tuesday at 3. And then every Wednesday at 1:30, the library is gonna be going to Smith Point Park. And we're gonna be doing nature crafts and story walks down at the pavilion there. So we're doing a little 2 things outside and inside. One thing I do want to highlight that's coming up this month is our daddy-daughter spa day. So we would like to invite fathers and daughters, or grandfathers and granddaughters, whatever, older and younger. And we have different stations where daughter can do dad's nails and dad's hair, and dad can get some glitter tattoos put on by the daughter, and then vice versa. It's very fun, very silly. We have this going on twice. It's a Thursday night, 5:30 to 7:30 on June 18th, and then also Saturday, June 20th at 10 a.m. So no excuse to not have a little fun time with your daughter. Basically, we have lots of things going on, and I just wanted to share some of those summer plans. So again, Tuesday at 3, every Tuesday at 3 in July, please come to the library. And then Wednesdays, come to Smith Point Park, Wednesdays at 1:30, we'll be doing fun things. And then I just wanted to ask the board, if it was possible, maybe we could be on your amazing website, because it is very nice. Your website is very easy to use, and I see that there's like a historian and like, you know, the things that are the town has, and we are your town library, so we have a wonderful website that we keep updated with our events and our board minutes, and because we are just like you with their open meeting laws and all that. So that was just something I wanted to put out there, and anything that, I wanted to ask if I can do anything to help you guys. Do you have anything that you'd like me to help tell the community or anything like that? But basically, Tuesday at 3 in July. is the library. And that's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Be able to put another tab on for the library?
think so.
We have a-
Anthony would probably be, Anthony would be the person.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of person.
Okay, so we have a staff member, her name's also Kathy Barnes, that's the other person that works, and she's my communications group, so like we will all talk together, but you know, she's amazing at the website, and I just feel like a little would, you know, tell people that we're here, invite everyone to come, and I hope to see you at the library.
Thank you.
You.
Somebody else? Jonathan?
Okay, make this brief. I'm a farmer, like I said. And my voice is shot because I have chicks in this book. I try to yell, okay, but. I'm coming to you from the point of view of an ordinary person who feels a responsibility to care for the land. I think most of us, in some way or another, share that feel of responsibility. Some folks don't. On some properties in my neighborhood, the legal stick has been used repeatedly with very little effect, trying to get people to clean up their act. I'm not going to mention names or addresses because I'm coming to you in support of a program for the town of Hector that is not addressing one property. I'm asking you to consider a town-wide program to support a limited number of landowners, assist in recovering their land from years of accumulation and abuse. And this would not be instantaneous. This would be a 3-step program. The first, and each step has to happen. Without each step working, it falls through. And then we have just the sticks that come on. So the first step would be direct contact with the landowner from friends. People that landowner trusts, who have no axe to grind. I've been in touch with some of these folks already. People are reluctant to move ahead, but if they knew step 2 were going to happen, that would really make a difference. And step 2 would be a town support, limited support with a dumpster. We're not talking everybody in the town of Hector wants a free dumpster. But a restricted number of families would get assistance to be defined by the board per year. Step 3 would be youth, high school youth and neighbors' support for cleanup and planting for family food on that property. So if you can imagine a 5 acre property, it's covered with trailers and it's covered with boats and it's covered with cars. To attempt to address that entire property at once would be overwhelming for the participants and for the property owner. They would just say, forget about it, it's too much. So if you could divide that property into quadrants and say, okay, we'll adjust just one quadrant this year. And we'll remove everything that you determine is no longer use to you. You'll get teats down here, we'll haul it off. You'll get funds, you'll get money back. Like to steal us up. If you divide it into quadrants, then the landowner is more likely to say, okay, over time, I'm willing to let these things go. There'd be no fines involved. There would be no threats involved. I'm looking for a positive response to this concept. I've been a resident in that neighborhood for a couple of decades and it hasn't changed. All sorts of officials have attempted to move on some of these properties without any effect. And I just think maybe it's time for the carrot to go to some of the stick. Thanks for your time.
Jason, since you'd be involved in this, can you?
Yeah, so, I've talked, Jonathan actually reached out to me last week and I shared a little bit of this, he's talked with Meredith, but I think the program has potential. I don't know if there may be some legalities preventing the town from being directly involved in it, but that doesn't mean we couldn't support a not-for-profit that would be whenever there's public funds involved, there's so many things constitutionally where we have to be careful that we're not inadvertently benefiting a particular parcel or a particular group. But with that said, I think there's a lot of potential. Property maintenance, the legalities of it can get very overwhelming, especially for a small office. And you know what, like I talked with Mark a little bit the other day, once we go to court, we've already lost with these projects or with these properties. And having another resource, when I send out the first notice to someone that's got a significant number of property maintenance deficiencies or violations, I'm including things like the mobile home replacement program that Sheen or Arbor Housing offers, and other agencies that may be able to assist with some of this. I'd say 95% of people that first contact goes out and there's a positive response. The first letter goes out and there's a positive response with the property. It's the other 5% that you know I've worked with other local partners, including Schuyler County Watershed and Department of Environmental Conservation, and the enforcement end of it can go through court, investing a significant amount of taxpayer dollars, and we're still where we're at the beginning of the process. And if we were to go to county court with it could be, you know, $20,000+ to $100,000 in enforcement fees and legal fees to get it through through the channels, and that there's no guarantee that we would get a favorable outcome for something like that. Property maintenance is a tough thing to enforce, and I love the thought of having another carrot in the tool chest. It maybe, yeah, especially for Hector. A lot of the agencies I'm working with or recommending are outside Schuyler County in general. There's Ithaca Neighborhood Housing Association where they'll provide some assistance with code violations. But I don't want to keep, yeah, I could talk for hours on this, and I know we all want to get out of here, but I am encouraged that, you know, Jonathan approached me not in a, you know, not in a aggressive manner. He's looking for ideas, and, you know, I think that whether we can do it as a town or we find a not-for-profit that can do it, I think I would encourage more conversation, maybe a smaller group to come back to, you know, to involve Jonathan and to come back to the full board and see what we're able to come up with. Because I think that, you know, it doesn't hurt to try, and if, you know, code enforcement, it's voluntary compliance is always our first goal. That's my, thank you, Jonathan, for putting the thought into this.
Thank you. With that, unfortunately, we're out of time. We need to move on for public comment. I don't see anybody from the county.
Can I just say something real quick? So
Real
it's
quick.
only time to
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
okay, so, in order for me to speak about Mac Park, it's gonna be from these seats, which I feel comfortable with, because I'm part of the general population. That's the way the not-for-profit would like it, and the town board. And I just wanted to let everybody know that we're having music in the park, July 2nd. Maddie Walsh, Blind Spots, and her dad are gonna be a sweet little duo. July 2nd, on the grassroots build stage at the park.
Nice.
Thank you.
Great.
All right, we'll move on. I don't see anybody we don't see any of our county legislators here, so I'm gonna move on to our assessors report. He's gonna be here on a quarterly basis to keep us up to date with what's happening. So you're up.
All right. So exemption, we all know the deadline was March 1st. We had 43 low income senior exemptions renewed, 6 renewed. We renewed 452 ag exemptions. I had 26 new applications processed and 11 removed. And there were 2 exceptions granted for beyond the deadline, 1 for ag and 1 for loan. So in total, we only lost or removed 3.3% of our exemptions, which is great. It wasn't all because of missed deadlines or anything like that. A lot of them were their income increased, so they didn't meet the minimum qualifications for the low income senior. And I did have a couple properties transfer and a couple property owners request that have been removed. Along the lines of exemptions, we have a new one for you guys to discuss. It does require local adoption. So it's for 100% total and permanent disabled veterans. And it would provide them with 100% property tax exemption. Currently, Hector has 65 disabled veteran exemptions. In a quick review of that, about 25 of those would possibly qualify for this new exemption. 2 of those were in the village of Burdett, 23 were outside. It is a shift, and obviously the tax burden, anytime we're adding exemptions, the burden gets passed along to everyone else. So it is taking 5 million, that sounds like a lot, 5,910,800 from the taxable rule section 1 and putting it in a non-taxable status. It's approximately, using last year's rates, it's approximately $17,708.35 in tax dollars. It's just under 1,200, inside the village and about 16,500 in town outside. Again, it does require local adoption, so that's something.
Is that what, did you say local law?
Mhm. Yeah, the county is currently reviewing it as well. I haven't had any requests for more information from the schools. They typically sort of have not participated in those exemptions.
And this new exemption is coming from the state?
Yep, so Hochul signed it into law in January, so it's available for us to put into play as of October of this year. What else do I have? Grievance was pretty quiet this year. I had 4 people I was able to sign stipulations for, and then 3 of them had to go to the bar. And the only other thing I have today is.
I'm sorry, when you say the bar, you mean the grievance?
The grievance night.
Okay. So of the 4, 3 of them went to grievance night and one of them.
Nope, I signed 4 stipulations. There were 3 other individuals.
7 total.
We couldn't come to terms on what they.
I see. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And last but not least, public, we had discussed a public meeting, about the revamp project and having the state come down kind of like they did for you guys, but having a public meeting. They threw out there the week of July 13th. If any of you guys have any suggestions, comments, you can always email me, you don't have to decide this minute. They did throw out there Wednesday, July 15th from like 5 to 6 hypothetically.
Would they be
great
looking
for
to
them.
do it here in the boardroom or they expect a big enough crowd?
The expectation would be we would.
Do it in the fire halls? Yeah, I would guess so.
It's court, so we wouldn't be able to do it in one of the fire halls, because there's potential for a large turnout,
Yeah.
so.
We don't have to do it on a Wednesday, that was just what they. threw
No,
out.
I mean, that's fine. That was my question about the space
Yeah.
consideration.
Probably don't have-
Less about the day of the week, and more about the space.
The space consideration, that's
Mhm.
exactly, I was
Mhm.
already planning or thinking that
So
same
our
thing,
board meeting is on that Tuesday.
right?
Mhm. Oh,
Any thoughts on that week,
I think Wednesday's great. I mean,
That's fine with me.
Wednesday the 15th?
We think an hour is adequate.
I feel like an hour is gonna be light.
How long was it? 2?
Pushing 2, weren't they? When they came here and we took.
No, it was under an hour, I
It was under
think,
an hour?
but we didn't have a lot of questions. The
We didn't
public's gonna have a lot
The
of
public's
questions.
gonna have a lot more questions,
Wow.
I would say 2.
Yeah.
In like 5 to 7 period. And we can I'll reach out to the fire halls and figure out who's got space available.
Maybe 5:30 to 7:30.
Give people time to get. Yeah, 5:30, 7:30.
People say, I don't get out of work till 5.
right. Yeah, I agree.
All right. That's all I have. Thank you very much for your time. And I'll be back in touch with you the next week or so when we have a location downtown. All right. Looks like we're up to the Sustainability Committee.
Well, so we hosted our second watershed forum on May 20th at the Hector Firehouse. We had the vice president of Seneca Pure Waters come and talk to us about harmful algal blooms. And he also talked about the recent high water levels of Silk Lake. And a lot of what is the issue with the Seneca through the Cuba, et cetera, system. We had our swap meet in conjunction with dumpster day last Saturday. I think it went really well. We had a minor amount of actual trash that ended up in the dumpster, and we didn't even have much to give to the church. People really turned out and took away.
It was awesome. Yeah. Join us if you didn't come. It was really cool. Lots of cool stuff went home to people.
Yeah. The committee's gonna help with recycling of plastic water bottles at the upcoming Hector Fair. Because they had a lot of them that just had to be dumped last year, so we're gonna help with providing signage and working on the containers. We will take them over and get the nickel back. The question is, what do we do with the money? We would like to either give it to the food pantry or back to the fair committee. Don't know if we need the board's approval for this.
I don't know technically, but my feeling is you are an independent entity and you're, how you disperse the money you collect to get to you. Okay.
Then we'll give it to one of those two entities. and
Maybe you could
then-
even split it or something.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a lot.
Mhm.
And we might
Get a
wanna-
giant check. Here's the $5 we are donating.
We might host a table at the fair, have to have our meeting next week to decide if we want it. Fair's gonna have booklets for children that go to so many tables, they just been stepped off to get it pretty soon. I don't know if we have anything to present that's kid friendly. Hector Homegrown campaign continues to gain support. We have 32 vendors now, just in the little town of Hector. 145 followers on Facebook. We're working on a user-friendly paper map distribute, and we in the future hope to request grant money for signs. The Hector Home Family will go on. And then finally, the next Repair Cafe is September 26th at the Boys Logan Hector Firehouse.
There was some people disappointed in Mecklenburg during dumpster day that we didn't have a swap meet, and we politely told them that we didn't have volunteers to run it, and they said, man, they might get interested next year, but man, no, they're gonna reach out to.
Okay, yeah,
There was a few people that were strong, they said, well, I would have volunteered, but.
yeah. Well, I hope they do next year. It'd be
Hope they
great
do
to have
next
a
year.
swap meet there as well. Yeah.
Good sign that it was missed.
Yeah. That's some great stuff.
All right, well, thank you very much. Scott, you're on.
This month we finished our soil. Still working on Burner Hill from the bad rain we had. Actually, it's not either, we're working on Fitzgerald and Seneca too. Grading's done, we're working on seasonals. We mowed cemeteries. Got started mowing roadsides. Helped there with some cold mix paving, all gravel, we've been patching. We took an air brake class to get certified adjust the air brakes on the trucks.
When you say we, everyone, or just the mechanics, or?
We had like 3 of them take it, and when they come back, they said it was very informative and it was free to us, so we all took it and we're all certified.
Cool, nice.
So then it was very informative and put some gravel on schoolhouse, trying to maintain that a little bit. That was pretty bad shape.
Is that round schoolhouse?
Yeah.
Same,
Yeah.
I don't know, that's why I'm asking. Sometimes there's so many rows. Is there round schoolhouse and schoolhouse or just UMass 28? Okay, got it. Thank you.
We have 284 form, we got our thing here that we got our money. Unfortunately, like Justin said, the oil prices are pretty high, so it's a pretty short list. Or pretty close to what we had last year, but about 3 pages.
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, sure.
Section 284 for permanent improvements, the total sum following, total is $785,575 from CHIPS, Pave New York Pop, and EWR monies. Will be set aside and expended for improvements upon town highways. Number 1, Havens Road, on the road commencing from State Route 228 with number 1s and oil leading toward Bergen Road, there shall be expended not over the sum of $26,000 from CHIPS money. Number 2, Stage Road, on the road commencing from Route 227 south to State Route 79, 2-inch type 6 top will be expended not over the sum of $150,000 from Pop, New York. Number 3, Picnic Area Road, on County Road 4 to Potomac Road, crack seal and one course firsts and oil. There shall be expended not over the sum of $34,000 from EWR. What's EWR stand for again? I don't remember that one from the past.
Bad winter,
I was gonna say.
Extreme winter, extreme
Extreme winter.
winter something. Yeah, right.
extreme winter repairs.
Okay, yeah, that's right. I have heard of that one. Number 4, Hamlet of Valois. 2 inches type 6 tops, there shall be expended not over the sum of $255,000 from CHIPS money. Number 5, Middle Road, 414 North to Burdette Village Line, with 2 inches of type 6 blacktop, there shall be expended not over the sum of $240,575 from CHIPS money. Number 6, Newtown Road, on Newtown Road from Tuttle Road, crack seal and stone and oil 1 course. There shall be not expended over the sum of $27,000 from CHIPS money. Number 7, Rose Lane Road, on the road commencing at 414, there shall be expended not over the sum of $5,000. POP, which is what, pave our potholes? That's right. Number 8, Fitzgerald Road, from State Route 414 south to Bergen Road, crack seal and firsts and oil. There shall be expended not over the sum of $22,000 from CHIPS for oil and single stone course.
It says 414.
Oh,
I
thank
know
you.
Little Road's 414.
Okay, thank you.
The road got extended a little bit.
Not-
A single course, 20 feet wide.
It's going off.
And number 9, fog seal to lock the stone and oil in place on Havens, picnic area, Newtown, Rose Lane, and Fitzgerald Road. There shall be expended not over the sum of $26,000 in CHIPS money for oil and stone. Total money from CHIPS, Pave New York, POP, Pop the Pothole, and EW Extreme Winter, $785,575. Executed in duplicate on the 6th day of June, 2026.
We are also doing Chapman Road, but that's out of our own money because it's bad, and
Can't use chips.
So that's
I
just
can't use
cuts.
chips till next year. If I wait till next year,
We'll lose the road.
bulldozing it up.
Yeah. Okay.
So Liz read all that. I'll assume that's the motion and
That
I'll
was the
second the motion.
Can we add in the correction?
The 79
The
on
79
Fitzgerald Road, yeah.
Yes.
Can I ask a question? I know in the past it's had a measured distance on a lot of them, and this one doesn't have a measured distance. I'm just curious, like about the change, like it used to say 1.5 miles from,
They're like writing down 6,748 feet because they did the thing this year in feet.
Okay, all right, all
I
right.
know our road counters died and they want an unbelievable hunk of money for, like $1,500 for a little square used once a year on the dash.
Huh,
So I rode around with Suco and
they use theirs.
they used theirs and they did it all by feet and it's like. It's a lot easier if you do it by line.
Right, just checking, because I know in the past it's been reported that way, so I just wanted to see why it was different.
I can tell you the mile, Fitzgerald's 1.33, I think, and Newtown's 1.64. Havens, the new stuff is point. I don't even know if it's half a mile, but we're gonna go all the way because the rest of the road needs to be sealed up.
On this other copy, it says 1.5 miles north. I mean, we got one with numbers and one with not numbers.
Yeah. We won't, we're not gonna get it.
That's-
Someday you wanna have a conversation, and we'll have a
Okay.
discussion about that, but.
Fair enough.
Something that has been mentioned to me a few times.
Is this related to the 281?
284.
Excuse me.
Let us
Okay,
vote
'cause we
first.
need
We
to
have to
vote.
vote.
This is,
Roll call vote.
roll call vote, so. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Everybody. Okay. Motion passes.
And you were saying, Scott?
I don't know, they got one of these two, Mayor.
Yeah.
These are, it's just an idea, it's up to you guys.
Is it the highway,
But it's for driveway
Mhm.
permit. This is what pretty much the county's thing is. We had a driveway we added 20 foot to and quite frankly, adding to the pipes a pain in the neck, but at any rate. It ended up, we took like 7 loads of crushing around to cover the pipe, and that's $25 a ton,
Mm-hmm,
that 15-ton load. It's a lot of money we spent for
Mhm.
somebody's driveway,
mm-hmm.
and there's kind of a policy that we
I've always had.
know, and I don't, I mean, you guys do with it what you want, it was an idea. If you
I'm not
want to
against
leave it the way
change.
it is,
So you're saying that anyone who's getting a driveway built onto a county road, this is very similar to the county's policy?
this is the county.
That is the
policy.
county.
Just changed the town of Hector.
Uh-huh, uh-huh,
That's basically what we did.
uh-huh, okay.
It was something for you to look at. Public might not like it, it's just, I mean, we can't,
Do we
we
want-
can't go around putting 7 loads of crush and run in people's driveways. And I have a hard enough time with money to do roads now without.
Right. Do we want to discuss this at highway first, or do we just want to discuss it here? I mean, we did discuss it at highway last time. We didn't have this in front of us, but we discussed it.
We discussed it,
At
and
the-
you didn't come to highway.
We didn't have highway.
I went to the last one we had.
Last one you guys had, it would have been nice if somebody told me when I'm sitting in here by myself.
Well, there will be one next Thursday, next Thursday.
Look at all the work you had done.
Can we do it on a different day of the
I'm
week?
talking to myself.
What day would you like?
Friday's good?
That's not any different than any other day.
Friday?
No, not really.
Wednesday.
Or, I mean,
I don't care what day, just pick a day. It doesn't matter.
it's just that,
It's Monday through Thursday.
yeah. Yeah, it's just that I'll be at the conference this Thursday and then I'll be at market next Thursday.
Gotcha.
If we
Can you do
were,
Wednesday.
I could do Wednesday.
Let's do Wednesday.
Yeah, is that okay?
Next Wednesday, not tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's the 17th. I just
Well,
signed up for a webinar at lunchtime. I'm sorry. We we didn't.
Can we do it a different?
We can do a different time.
Later.
That's fine.
Be here, be here 7. I'm here at 6, 5:30, 6 o'clock. I don't
Okay.
care when you get here.
Uh-huh.
What time's good for you, Justin?
Yeah, Justin.
8 o'clock,
8 o'clock?
We're doing, what day of the week? we're doing?
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday the 17th? Yeah. Wednesday the 17th at 8 AM.
Awesome.
So the driveway permit, we can
Thank you.
discuss further
I didn't even say
and
that.
bring it back next month.
I mean, we did discuss it at highway. I'd be comfortable in discussing it in the board meeting. I mean, we
Okay.
didn't have this particular document, but we talked about the concept of, in the meeting.
Currently, residents, if they're installing a new driveway, do have to get a permit. We don't charge for it. Right now, the way this is worded, if there is no pipe involved, they would have to pay $50 for the permit, and if there is a pipe, you'll see the charge of a minimum of $200.
I feel like since we currently, if someone puts correct me if I'm wrong, if someone puts a driveway pipe in currently, they buy the pipe and we install it free, right? They're not paying anything.
No, I'm gonna bring the gravel with me.
Right. So they're not currently paying anything. I feel like I would be in favor of having a $0 permit fee and they paying for the gravel and providing the pipe. Myself. Just throwing it out there.
That's,
We can't sell them the gravel.
But this says they have to buy 200, it's $200 minimum, $10
For the
foot, they
pipe.
have to put 20.
That's because they have to have 20-foot of
No,
pipe.
I'm saying, I'm just saying,
we
I
can't
think
sell the gravel direct.
We cannot sell them gravel.
you're saying we are forced to put the gravel in for free. Is what
No,
you're saying.
but we just can't we can't sell it.
We can't
public.
sell the pipe, that's why they have to provide their own.
I
pipe.
guess I'm saying, let's not charge a $50 permit fee is what I'm saying, but you're saying then the $50 is to help pay for the gravel. I guess I just don't understand. Somebody's gonna have to spell it out for me because I'm not picking up what's being put down here.
It's we can't sell the gravel.
Okay,
We can't sell them the pipe. So the only thing we get is $50.
That's
but
it.
it says here it's an installation fee, $200, $10 a foot, a 20-foot minimum.
That's if they are having a pipe installed. Otherwise, if you get
How do you put a
permit,
driveway in without a pipe?
if you don't have a ditch there, you don't have to have a pipe.
Uh,
So if you're, but you still have to get a permit to enter a town road, just like you have to get a permit to enter a county road.
uh-huh,
So there's a $50 fee if you just are having a driveway installed.
mhm.
And then there's a $200 fee if you are having,
The pipe.
if we're putting in your pipe for you.
The other piece of that too is those guys, that does come anywhere close to the cost of their time and their effort and the truck and. To haul the gravel up there and everything, there's a lot more cost to that than what we've ever been charged.
Mhm.
I think we, even with this proposal, I think it's still fairly cheap. For somebody, for a one time, if they're gonna put in a driveway, like maybe a second time in their lifetime. Depending if it's corrugated and rots away, but
Mhm.
a lot of it's the.
Jason, did you have a comment?
Has to be plastic now, has to be poly, can't be, can't put metal in.
Just real quick, it sounds like this would mostly impact like new projects.
Yeah, new construction.
And when we did the code or the building permit fee revision a couple of years ago, I think there was some hesitancy to, it seemed a little high at first. I even thought some of it was a little high, but it was pretty well received. I think it's in line with other municipalities. I'd say, you know, the amount of time in that they invest, the materials, it makes sense to me to have.
So the problem is we can't charge them for the pipe or the materials, so
Right.
all we can do is charge a fee to recoup the cost.
Sort of like we did
Installation.
Uh-huh,
with the, sort of like a building permit fee, like I know we generate that off of construction costs, but if there was some type of, if it's, you know, if we have to, you know, you could build in what you're doing into the costs without charging them. It's still your permit fee, but it's driven by,
mhm.
you know, number of loads, but you're not selling the gravel, but it's the amount of time. And just like if we're like code with the codes stuff, if we're going out repeatedly on the weekend because somebody else, we have the ability to bill for like an after hours visit if they like failed inspection thing. Like you can if you're able to find a way to build that in, you're still recouping some of that, and then you can kind of, you know, narrow it down to where you're not charging somebody $1,000 when they're just getting a little gravel to enter, and you're, you know, just to make it a little more even, you know, finding that trigger. Like building permits, we use construction costs, but whatever works for those guys.
Mhm. Mhm.
Maybe we need to have another discussion on it.
Yeah, I think we can discuss it again on highway and
I'm
bring it
not
back
doing
next month.
another, so. Yes, about 19,
Right,
but
no, I mean, it would just spread
I
out.
just, you would not believe how much time driveways eat up.
Hmm.
You do 2-3 driveways a week, it's, you're running from. You know, a lot of people don't know how big this town is.
Mhm,
I mean, if you gotta go from Beloit to Q to pack your lunch,
mhm. Yeah,
they got 2 gears, slow and slower.
right.
But-
It
Okay.
says on here two-way radio update. We'll talk about this at,
Yeah.
I mean, it says it on the,
I have like 3 more that we need to have everything. I fixed one, I got 1 more to fix, and I have 1 that works, and I think the boys told me there was 6 things that needed equipment. So we were,
Yeah, so
I can make 3 work, and I would leave 3.
let's get the quote so we can figure out how we pay for that and we'll move forward and we can kind of finalize that maybe
Okay.
next Thursday.
and Scott, I wanted to say thanks
That's it.
to the folks who came out and worked on dumpster day. I know that it's super helpful to have a piece of equipment at Hector. So
That's my best guy, come on.
so please say thanks. They did a great job. I mean, at
Great
least
job.
to
It was a
Hector.
Huge amount of help and he saved all of our backs.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my best help right there.
Hey, Scott, before you leave,
Yes.
we give an update on your safety projects you're working on.
As far as oil in the back and
In general, the fact that you're working on, you know, cleaning up some areas and you got some skills.
yeah, we've
Pavement.
Mark come in and we looked at some spots that were troublesome. And we've been working at, we've got, oil trays down and our barrels on it. We took out all of our old barrels, our old oil. Got rid of that stuff and kind of just neating and tidying things up. When we have a moment.
Yeah.
We still need to, we need to put some shelves up and stuff. Something we've been working on.
We're making good progress. I think it changed the culture out there. I'm not saying that we had a bad situation, but for people to talk about safety and, you know, and actually, watch out for each other, bring up issues. You know, I strongly encourage the guys if they have something to bring to our attention to the
Right.
committee.
You know, they brought me home from Duval.
What?
They brought me home a quote. They wanted me to buy them best with blinking lights on.
Oh, that's cool.
That is some pretty good.
They're only $16 a piece. I said, well, I paid 20 for just the reflective.
They have that session every year up there in Buffalo, and I'd highly recommend it to the board members to jump on board, because it's usually free. It doesn't cost as much, gives a lot of vendors a lot of ideas, so.
Yeah, they enjoyed it up there. They've seen a lot of stuff.
You have, the contact information for those vests?
Yeah, they brought it back with them and they got those, they had to order from the salesman. They couldn't buy them.
So you want me to get him to stop? We need to do another safety walk anyway, so.
Yeah.
He said he'd be happy to do his set of eyes and his viewpoints
Mm-hmm.
on what needs to be addressed. So, you wanna place an order at that time, you can get a quote.
Well, we can't get too many other lines out.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's good to have, I feel like having a set of those for everybody.
But a lot of stuff there too is PPE goes in there. Which are the vests, which are the hearing protection, which are the safety glasses, which are the.
I didn't realize PPE went in there, that makes a lot of sense.
PPE comes out of that too.
That
The
makes a lot of
Two pieces
sense.
of gloves that we got for dumpster day,
Oh, that line that was kind of high.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
That makes a lot of sense.
Mhm.
that PPE comes out of that 98-89 too.
Okay.
So,
Is that gloves for dumpster day?
we do,
We ain't get no gloves for dumpster day.
you didn't ask.
No.
I even got 2 extra special for you, but you never showed up. I even called you that morning, you couldn't even come see me.
I was busy.
Yeah, you was busy.
One last thing.
Yep.
And then you can get out of here. Just wanna make sure that we connect with Meredith and walk her through the photo process so we can get those vehicles listed.
Yes, ma'am. You got a camera? I told him I was gonna make you take the pictures.
Yes,
Okay, I'll come see
been
you.
waiting on you.
Because my wife ain't here. Can't imagine what the comment would be.
Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Scott, and
appreciate it.
like you said, please
You
extend
want-
the thank you to them.
You want us to stretch that out and throw that road tractor on too? I mean, for out there taking pictures, she might as well take pictures, see what happens.
We have to declare surplus now, which I don't have a
Thought
problem.
we did it.
Surplus yet, and it's not on the line yet,
I thought we,
Not the road tractor we
not
have,
the road tractor.
That was the water truck.
that was the water truck.
Yeah,
really? I thought we surplus the road tractor last month.
Mm-hmm, cause we don't know where we're getting them.
Oh, okay,
they thought it'd be this week, but
huh,
might be next week.
huh,
Well, if you're out there, take pictures. We can
Yeah,
always
take
surplus.
pictures.
Yeah.
Surplus the next month.
Take pictures of it, just have it. While we're out there, I assume you're not gonna keep it, or unless you're gonna get Mikey to pick it up, we'll probably make good shit for
I don't know, so.
it.
Thanks, Scott, good idea.
thank you.
All right, water.
All right, for the month of May, pumped 4,492,000 gallons, estimates about 135,000 gallons a day. All water testings are currently up to date, monthly reports, DOH reports, DEC, DMR reports are also out. I finished my annual quality water report. It's getting looked over by the Department of Health and will be posted as soon as they're done finalizing it.
Is that January to December or is that
That's for last year's, without all the water that we produced.
like, but January to December of last year?
Oh, that's actually.
Is that like the normal timing?
They
Is that-
usually done the end of May, the deadline, so I'll get it posted by the end of this month. They just gotta look it over, make sure there's nothing they need to change and stuff. Water turn-ons, we had another 10 turn on. I think we're about done with the summer months of turning people on. I think we have a couple more out there. Generators are all in good working order. Air compressors, they're both maintenance. One's still down waiting on parts, but they should be down here this month as soon as we pay the last bill for the last month for the maintenance that they did. The pulse skid is in good working order, but the PC for the pulse skid went down last week. It was due to old age and a power fluctuation. We were still able to operate the pulse skid from the computer on the skid, but we're looking at getting a new PC, which was $15,000, and
About to have a public hearing
yeah,
momentarily.
I'll have a public hearing on it, and we actually did have more problems over the weekend. Something happened to the skid again where I'm operating the control pumps, the water tower by hand, so I'm going in every 3-4 hours to do that. If something happened with another brownout, it shut the skid down and somehow it told the pumps down below not to work again, so hopefully I'm getting another laptop this week to help me with that problem through all corporation, so.
When you say you're like,
So I
it
got.
can't like just pump and fill the whole tank. It
No,
pumps for
so
3 hours and it has to
I
turn
left
off.
the pump running, it'll run out of water, so there's a clear well underneath the water plant, about 10,000 gallons for contact time. So we have 2 different pumps, one pump's a lot faster than the other, so we gotta like kind of time it, so there's only 10,000 gallons in there, one pump will pump that down in an hour and a half, the other one will take like 4 or 5 hours to do that, so we try to operate the slow pump right now, so which we finally got working.
Huh.
So if we don't do that, we gotta come in and shut the pump off, because we'll suck the clear water dry and we'll do the pump for
Huh.
4 hours, so.
Huh.
So hopefully we get that figured out, but it's been a long weekend doing that, so.
I would say so, yeah.
The service trucks are all working good. The meter reading system is working great. There's still a few meters out there that we're working on getting fixed. 11 copper samples. We still have 10 more to do by the end of the month. Water services, we did the new home build on Leidenfrost Road and the winery on above Leidenfrost Road. They were completed. They both have hooked to water. The winery is still getting built, the home is up and running, and we also did the water service for the sites on the top of Lake Street in Boyce. They actually do have water up there without a pump, barely minimum, but they actually are going through a Department of Health to get a little pump on their system, so. They actually have up there, that's running water, they got their bathrooms working and everything, so. With that, I'd like to thank DOH for doing traffic control up on 414, also Overland Inlet and DPW for their assistance. And I just have still 2 more inquiries, a new home build on Leidenfrost, south of Leidenfrost Road, and a service to above 414. And then I also had a call for the winery next to Grissheim, wants water, but I'm gonna meet with them first in line to see if it's feasible for new water. And then Department of Health, they'll be here this month for a sanitary inspection and discuss a future intake on the lake and the situation that's ongoing with our well. That's about it for me.
Got any update on your new truck?
No, I still gotta get that on the road, but I'm busy week.
Yeah.
No, hopefully this weekend on the road.
Okay. How about, well, I know you've been busy chasing pumps. Now, with the water dropping in some of the water dropping at the level, so you get to start working on some of the repairs on the meters so that they read automatically.
Get them pumped out. I actually talked to the guy from Center, they actually make, there's waterproof things that we can hook to the meters now. See if we can get them out of there. Not if they're getting wet, we're gonna try to pull them out, at least put them on a post or something, but we're just worried about putting them in people's front yards.
That makes sense, because people, if they're not happy about them, they won't.
They're just gonna mow them right over.
Well, even accidentally, you know, not even if you're unhappy, it'd be easy to hit something in your front yard.
All right, that being said, if there's no further questions, I would like to call our public hearing to order at 8:19. And the public hearing is for the use of $15,562 from our repair reserve to replace the computer that failed. Any public comment? Hearing none. Gonna close our public hearing at 8:20 PM. All right, that means we can spend the money for the repair reserve. And with that being said, to facilitate this, here is a resolution discussed. I'd like to resolve to transfer $15,562 from the water repair reserve to SW 8330.4 purification contractual.
I'll second that.
In the first and a second, we cannot pay the bill for that computer directly out of the repair reserve. We have to transfer the money into the fund line that we pay for, so that's why we're doing it. In the first and a second, there's no further questions, all in favor? Aye. All right. When is that supposed to be here?
Hopefully this week.
Did it take that long? I mean, we
They had to
ordered.
build a PC. They
Oh,
had to build it from scratch.
I see.
Cause our SCADA runs on Windows 7, so they have to put Windows 7 back in a Windows 11 computer. So they gotta make the computer capable of running Windows 7 and Windows 11 for the new upgrade. So if we ever do upgrade our SCADA, that's gonna be already ready to go. This computer's gonna be plug and play, there's gonna be no, I should be able to get it, plug it right now, and should take it up.
Be careful what you say.
I was gonna say, I hope so. $15,000, it better be
You didn't see the other quote either.
higher. Well, I guess I feel like we got a deal then. I was grousing, but.
And I also did meet with Mark last week, gave him a tour of the water plant, and we did discuss
Great show, thanks.
did some
Make sure you put it in
discussion
Yelp so everybody knows.
of Some safety stuff, and order a couple spill proof crates for our containers of low chlorine or water. I know we have a holding tank, but we have a good idea if it does kind of spill backwards, we'll go or forward, so.
You do a good job down there. I think your approach to give me to taking the time out of your day, you just mentioned a whole load of stuff you got going at the same time. I appreciate that very much. I strongly encourage others to take that tour if you haven't taken it yet. I learned a lot.
You only seen half the district, so.
But you have some other scary things that are close. So you're gonna.
I'll get a list, I'll get a list.
One thing. Sooner than later, I think would be very beneficial for you to take Dan on the tour.
Yeah, I just talked to him this morning.
Okay,
Yeah.
because
That is a good
as
idea.
He's working through and learning all of this to see the actual equipment that he's talking about.
Yeah, I talked to him this morning, I said, when you want to tour, just let me know, I'll take you down there, get fun of the plan.
Yeah,
Yep.
because he's interested in quick learner, and I was talking to him today, and it's a lot easier when you've gone and seen all those things, and we're talking about it at the board level and we're talking about expenses, it's a
Yeah,
lot
she's
easier.
got some questions, I'm like, I'll just show you sometimes.
Yeah.
Or I'll show them, I'm trying to find it on it.
Excellent.
Everything's back from our camp.
Thank you, sir. Code enforcement.
All right. We issued 11 building permits in May. Kind of a wide variety, in addition, the demo, electric upgrades, a couple garages, one miscellaneous, one renovation, one roof replacement, one single family home, and 2 residential solar projects. The total permit construction value was just over $438,000, and collected fees were $1,794. I do have on the agenda to talk a little bit about the junkyard licenses, those aren't handled through our office, but I did review. General Municipal Law 136, I think the most, applicable part of that to some recent discussions, is section 9. And which says, licenses shall be renewed thereafter. After they're initially granted, licenses shall be renewed thereafter upon payment of annual license fee without hearing, provided all provisions of this chapter are complied with during the license period. The junkyard does not be, those. So provided the junkyard does not become a public nuisance under common law, the applicant is not convicted of any type of larceny or the receiving of stolen goods. My reading of this section is that absent one of those conditions noted above, junkyard licenses are to be renewed upon receipt of annual license fee without a hearing in front of the board. To date, I haven't received any property maintenance complaints on either of the junkyards that fall within the town. Any questions on that, or anyone want me to do any further?
Sorry, Jason, what are you're reading from the state regulation?
Yes, General Municipal Law 136.
Do you have the whole law there?
Yes.
Can you read the first sentence?
Legislative intent, a clean, wholesome, attractive environment is declared to be the importance of health and safety for inhabitants and the safeguarding of their material rights against unwarranted invasion. And in addition, such environment is deemed essential to maintenance and continued development of the economy of the state of general welfare of its citizens.
Thank you.
Thanks for looking into it, Jason.
Yes, and you know, I don't take a political stance on any of this. I'm purely doing as asked, and that's my review and reading of the law once it's granted, unless it becomes a public nuisance. And that's not to say that, you know, the board can't overrule me on this, and I don't have the enforcement powers within this particular law. Like I said, I was asked to review it, and that's one of the key sections of that law.
So is public nuisance defined?
It would be defined in common law. So I'd be happy to do more digging and provide you with.
No, I'm
that.
just curious.
So,
It's not particularly subjective, it's or
Right.
objective or whatever.
right,
I
and
mean, there is an actual follow way to describe it. And some people may not like the description, but
You're saying
Yeah.
it's
I'm just
defined by
saying-
state law.
yeah, it's defined in a way that we utilize by state law.
any additional questions or comments, or anyone want me to do additional research into any of those regulations? I'd be happy to.
I guess my question is just if somebody contacted the person in question and communicated to him. I mean, that's been resolved. Yeah, great. That's my question.
I did have one other thing I wanted to talk briefly about. So in May, we issued a permit to Azalea Wind LLC for a temporary meteorological tower. It's a 195 foot tower, which falls under our tall structures law. So basically, I have spoken with the representatives of this company. Again, it's a temporary structure that's been installed through our visceral rights through a codes office. I have spoken with the representative of the company regarding the anticipated timeline and long-term plans. According to a representative, over the next several months, the company will be conducting bird migration studies and wetland assessments. In approximately 1 year, the company may begin applying for applicable state permits If the company elects to proceed with the project, and they receive all required approvals, they would anticipate starting construction in 2029. I do want to make it clear, with the exception of those towers, that the code's office doesn't have jurisdiction over this project. It would be government through the applicable state agencies, and they would be issuing the permits because it would be above the 25 megawatt capacity. So if anyone wants to reach out directly to Azalea Wind LLC, if they have additional questions, I do have a contact number that they're okay with me sharing with the board. It's the local representative cell number. So happy to talk with the board or the general public about what their intentions are and the process. Any questions regarding that, or anyone want me to do more research on that?
Thanks for the update on that. I know there was other people that would ask questions and it was there one day, not there one day. Put it all up in one.
Yeah, yeah, so that, after we talked a little bit, I did have another call and people were thinking that windmills were going to be being built like the next week, but there is a process, the state, it's a heavily regulated thing, and there will be opportunities for people throughout to voice their concerns or their support of the project. But it is not regulated through a code's office, but I'm happy to help, put people in contact with anyone that would want to get further information.
How does the, it's definitely, wind towers are higher than our law for, height of a building or whatever we call it, structure height.
Right.
How do anybody get around that to put up a wind tower if there is a?
So in most cases, I think there's, in spirit, the state will try and work with the municipality to come to a mutual agreement. But they can basically put home rule law aside, and they can bypass zoning laws or other local laws if they deem it's a project that's a benefit to the community or to the state.
Okay.
So
I figured that was probably.
yes. And it could be up to 600 foot tall. 600.
Wow.
But yeah, like I said, I'm happy to do the digging, do the research, and ask any questions.
Thanks, Jason.
All right, thank you, Jason.
Thank you, guys.
Let's move on to Smith.
Okay. Revenue this month, transient, we've gone up, we're at 63,574. Last month I put down there just so you could see the difference there. 50,000 is about what we made last month. Seasonal, we're still about the same, 66,015. So we're doing pretty good there. I'd like to discuss a little bit about the parade, if you could, for the Hector Family Affair. Meredith had sent out an email, and I wasn't here when you guys talked about it last month at the last board meeting, so I was curious if we could kind of talk about it, if what's going on with it, or that kind of thing.
You guys had a plan.
Kind of.
I don't know about this email, what?
So I think it was back in
That
March,
was-
I got
that was
an
a
email
while
from the
ago.
person that's in charge of doing the parade for the Hector Family Affair. It's the 250th anniversary of the United States, and she reached out to me to see if Hector would participate, and you guys had kind of asked if I had reached out to any of the departments, and I said no, so you directed me to that, and then I got another email from Jenna as a follow-up, and I was like, okay. And Scott didn't really seem like the highway didn't really seem super interested. Josh said he'd get back to me, hasn't gotten back to me. Jason said he would be in, Mallory said he would be in. I reached out to Mech said that they would be in. I reached out to Anne. I haven't really gotten an update from Anne about that. She said that she would talk to the committee about it. So I'll have to touch base with her again. I'd be willing to do it. Dan's busy, so.
And what is
So it's
what is the vision?
kind of like a bring your own sign, probably be good publicity for Smith Park, Mac Park, what they're doing. And I think that the reason she more so wants or reached out to us specifically is more because of the anniversary. It's kind of like where was Hector versus where is Hector now. It's the theme is stars, stripes, and small town delights.
Nice.
So I guess Mallory said that she had a sign that was made previously, right?
Well, I have a flag that I had, yeah.
And so I kind of talked to Justin, if there was any type of banner sign or anything, it would be what, 200, 300 without, before it needed board approval for expenditures, so.
So did you get us a sign?
No.
Not yet. She said not yet.
The
Till August.
is there, it won't cost anything to enter, it's just your participation is enough of a reward.
Fun.
So if you guys wanna join, let me know.
Yeah, I'd march in the parade, that'd be fun.
Curious, where we are like kids allowed to walk in with us, or where do they enter that?
Take kids.
Okay, so that was kind of another question
And
I had.
then Mallory asked about using a town vehicle, but a
Non-town.
non-town trailer.
Didn't
And then
know what that was about. We had a minor thought about some sort of float maybe with a truck and trailer, but I don't have any idea what
That
the,
gets real complicated.
yeah, that's why I didn't. So
But the-
totally fine with just walking with signs or whatever, however we wanna do it.
But
But
the park has a truck, right?
we have a truck and we do have a small trailer, but
It gets.
Sort of feels like you should drive the electric guy. Yeah.
it gets into liability. and
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah,
like that.
non-town employees aren't supposed to be in town vehicles.
Well, that one, nobody else, yeah, I guess.
But
How
I'm
long are we walking? You know?
I think it's just over a
It's
mile.
like-
Dandy to the.
Yeah, it's from like
fairgrounds.
Kitchener Road to the Voice.
Yeah, I think it's like a mile,
Which is where the fair is.
yeah.
not even a mile. Yeah, less than a mile.
But it was just kind of Meredith. kind
And
of-
it's really kind of a slow walk.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
not a rapid walk, no.
Well,
Will be
I'm
if we're
certain
taking the kids.
But the whole thing moves kind of, you move at the speed of
Parade light.
the parade, you know, so it's like,
Yeah, like lots of chances to take a break.
So it was just
I think this is a good idea, and I think somebody should be the hype person, and it sounds like it's you, Mal. I think that you gotta get the town hyped, you just seem like you two.
I just
seem
handle the
hyped about.
communications.
I felt kind of bad when Meredith kind of, I knew that we wouldn't get much response about it. So it's like, well, if that's kind of what they want, then we can either see if we do have a group, and then I discussed it with Melissa a little bit, and between us and the kids and Mech Park and Jason, of course, and Meredith herself, it's like, okay, well, maybe we kind of got a little bit of a small crew. But yeah, I mean, the more the merrier.
You could have a
So-
float, you just can't use town vehicle.
That was my next question, like, what if it was just a
You're welcome to
person?
do that.
Okay,
You could put Jason's private truck, red, white, and blue.
Only with his permission.
I would be happy to use my truck and have a dump trailer that we can make into a float.
oh, cool, okay.
As long as we don't paint the truck.
No.
He didn't say nothing about the trailer.
No,
The trailer we could paint with washable.
no. I'm not thinking anything extravagant either. I was thinking, I mean, as far as the float goes, like maybe throw in a couple kayaks on it and you put a kid in the kayak or whatever. Or whatever else. We haven't gotten that far. This was kind of step one.
But
Yeah.
it's July 25th and it'll
No,
start at
August
like
20.
9:30.
Isn't it August 25th?
No, July.
I don't know.
And then we'll start like lining up, I think it said at 9:30 and then you'll start walking at 10.
We're such a big fan of figured out if they're gonna get it down Hector Van.
Or I could just make one.
Or you can make one, all right.
I'm having a vision of Meredith with a what's it called, like a sash?
A sash.
Yeah, like a birthday
town
sash. A town clerk, and it's like a white, blend of the Good Witch, and then the back. Wait, Jessica, we do an email, Jessica, if you wanna, if you are. welcome to.
And she's got a devil's tail hanging out the way.
I do what I'm told.
Well, I think we can keep moving on this. Everyone
Okay.
seems to be enthusiastic. Thank you.
Yeah,
And
thank you,
you.
guys.
I
That's
think
why
we
we
should
put it under.
just, somebody should send an email to the whole town, just keep sending them,
Yeah,
you know?
yep.
But somebody seems like they need to spearhead it, and I bet if someone has a clear idea and says, on this day, we're gonna be working on the float,
Right.
and we need people to march, you probably might get people who do it. I
Right.
think just keep communicating
Well,
to
and
everybody.
waiting to get through this process so we could, I
Totally
wasn't
just go
fully
for it.
discuss it because I wasn't here. You guys discussed it later on in the board meeting and I had already left, so I wasn't involved and then.
That's what you
we
get when
had-
you leave early, you miss all the
Well,
fun stuff.
So. Okay, moving forward, campsite improvements, we're still working on.
Hi,
those.
Jason.
Still, we have at least 3 sites right now that we are still in the process of trying to get fully open and usable. They needed quite a bit of grading and dirt and drying out mostly, so. I have been in conversation with Josh and Jeremy and Justin too about installing a new water hydrant over by the upper pavilion. Hoping to look into that once things quiet down a little bit with Josh and what he's got going on. That will kind of allow us to have a water source by the pavilion for, once we get a grill in place for, water for that and cleaning mostly. Plantings, we've gotten some shrubs to kind of break up barrier between road and campsite. Rebecca was helping me get some of those in, and then Jason Bond and I finished those off this morning, so they're all in the ground. So they're all good to go.
Really?
You'll see when you come in on your way to the boat launch, they're lined right up along here, and it will help kind of give some blockage to the sites that are right immediately right on the road there, because 1, the dust, and 2, just privacy.
And somebody's gonna water them.
Yeah,
this summer.
yeah, yep, they're being tended to, so we're making sure of that.
On the north side of the roof?
No, on the
Uh,
west side of the road.
yep, west
West
side
side
of
of
the
town.
road, but as you're going towards the boat launch down to the south end of the park, you're on the right side.
Okay.
You'll see them down.
So
No.
it's
No,
west
north.
on the lakeside.
Uh,
The road runs the north side.
It was brought to me that the Hector Presbyterian Church would like to utilize our upper pavilion. I was going to request that we do waive that fee, just to, Kind of
Don't
cater
we
to
have
the-
a fee, some kind of a structure for nonprofits that wanna use it?
I don't believe,
We discussed it, but we
I
never.
thought we
Yeah,
did,
but-
I thought we had something in,
I'm not
Place
sure,
for-
I don't think
for
we ever
nonprofits.
fully went through with that kind
We
of.
discussed it and never finalized it.
oh, okay, cause they would fall into a nonprofit.
Right. So.
I'm okay with that. You need a motion or
Yeah, because we're waiving a fee.
make a motion to waive the fee for the usage of the upper pavilion on July 19th, 2026 for the Hector Presbyterian Church as a local not-for-profit.
First and a second, further conversation?
So we want to just waive fee for every nonprofit?
That's like something that definitely the Smith Park group could bring to us
Well, I
as a
mean,
suggestion.
I don't know if this is the appropriate time to decide to waive their fee. We've talked about a nonprofit. I didn't know we didn't decide on something. I'd rather decide on something before we give them, you know,
Our committee already, we already thought that we were like, I think we already approved that, but we couldn't remember.
I don't remember exactly what, if it's half the price or,
We talked about it quite a bit last year, but I don't know if we ever had sort of turned it into policy.
Right, I remember conversation, but I don't ever remember coming to a final,
and this is the first nonprofit group that's asked to use it?
pretty much.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I kind of feel like we had one vague memory, who knows if it's the truth or not. I feel like we talked about waiving it for Hector-based nonprofits and 50% off for others. But I don't know.
What about a concern for cleanup after, what I'm accustomed to for the fairgrounds in Trumansburg was you charge them a fee, you would hold the fee, and we would refund it after the facility was clean, after the fact. And that way you get some, recoup something, say, when you leave it a mess, they'll take the garbage out, leave plates, garbage around, and not that they're gonna do this group, but I'm just saying, I think down the road, we may wanna look at installing a fee, refundable fee.
That's not bad, yeah.
Cause not every group is gonna be as clean as.
Well, it sounds like you guys need to, park committee, we have a amendment on the floor.
Actually, I'm not sure we do. Did anyone second it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so there's a motion on the floor.
Aye.
Do we wanna move forward? Are there any other concerns before we vote?
Well, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like for this one situation, we should have our own policy for it.
But that's
Before
not
we-
what we're discussing with the amendment.
Yeah, we need.
Resolution.
And it's not unprecedented. We've allowed the sustainability committee to use it for free for their annual picnic.
That's a good point. I forgot about that. So I think we,
I don't think I have an issue with it, I'm just saying you may wanna consider.
No, I agree, but right now under discussion is if we're gonna let the Hector.
I think
We're blowing on to a bigger issue than we're talking about.
yeah, I think we need to vote on this issue and then as a park committee, come back with a policy that we can adopt. That there's no questions and it can be in the park rules and regulations, no questions asked. This is how we treat nonprofits.
I would agree with that.
Aye.
Yeah. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Anybody wish to abstain?
I'm abstaining, but
That's great.
that's fine.
Thank you.
Okay, appointments. Third park staff, this was Kirsten Weber. We'd like to appoint her at $20 an hour. She's mainly Saturdays and Sundays, just for main backup in the office, the busiest days of the weeks. When Meredith not Meredith, excuse me. Maureen, there's a lot of M's. Maureen is in the office by herself. It's a busy Saturday. Campers are around, public's around. She's selling firewood, kayak launches when we get that going. So we would like to at least have a third office person to kind of base herself in the office so that she would be the hub for the incoming campers and firewood, basic things around the office. So that would leave Maureen loose and free to go clean bathrooms or tend to kayaks or anything like that.
We don't need help on Fridays as well. I mean, they're not as busy. I mean,
It
it
is-
just feels like people to be checking in
The
on
days
Friday.
that I have listed are based off of Kirsten's availability.
And you're there later on.
And I'm there later in the evening too, at least till
Fridays.
5 o'clock, yeah, on Fridays.
I
Well,
mean,
and Maureen is around on Fridays too. She's there till 8 o'clock.
They overlap.
She comes in at 5 and then leaves at 8,
nice.
so.
I make a motion to appoint Kirsten Weber as our third park employee at the rate of $20 an hour, working Saturdays 12 to 8 and Sundays 9 to 3. Does it expire? I mean, like till October something, or is it
September 8th.
September 8th?
I'll second.
We have a first and a second. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor?
Hi, congrats, man. 3 employees. That's great.
Yeah,
Much
thank
needed.
you very much.
Yeah.
Guys, cause that'll be a big help. I worry with how busy it does get, it can be overwhelming. Okay, lifeguards, I have 3 returning guards that I would like to appoint. Sam Dufour at $23 an hour, Isabel Fazzari at 22, and Kaylin Smith at 21. They are all returning guards. I don't know, can I add the new
I
ones
have
into
them.
this? Add it in?
Added.
Okay, so, and then adding 2 new lifeguards into that, at 20 an hour, that'd be Chelsea Neville and Paul Brock.
I make the motion.
Hold on a second, I just got a question real quick.
You gotta second it first.
Difference in pay?
Yeah, she didn't state the pay.
She did 20.
Yeah.
It's just every year they've worked there generally get $1 more.
Ones, I just wondered, can you explain to me why the difference?
Sam is head guard,
Okay,
returning for, I think it's like his 3rd or 4th year.
so we up them with
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, it goes on longevity and seniority, basically.
I just wanted to understand the difference.
Yep.
Well, that's a fair question.
Kaylin, she's at 21 because she worked with me back when I first started and then skipped a year and now she's coming back. So she's technically a returning, so she doesn't start at that base rate as the same as the new guards.
Thank you.
Great, we have a first and a second. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor?
I-
Okay, and then just 2 refunds this month. I have Joe Darling at $3.95 even and Jada Schmidt at $67.50. They both fall within the cancellation refund bracket, so.
I make the motion.
I'll second it.
We have a first and a second to refund Joe Darling and Jada Smith the stated prices. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Thank you very much. That's all I got.
Okay, underneath Smith Park, we also have Noah here from Queen Collaborative to discuss the park plan renovation that is grant-based. Just to remind everybody, the grant for the office was awarded to us for $777,000, 25% of which would be paid for by the town and 75% is paid by the Department of State.
I got 2. Yeah, the one I got 2.
So I apologize that that did not make it into the packet for you guys. I had hoped to do that, but it just didn't quite get in there. And the only thing you did get was like the numbers, the budget. So
Right.
this gives you a sense of what those numbers are paying for.
We can make one available here at town clerk's office if anybody would like to come and see it.
Yes, that would be good. And I did share it electronically, so that can be distributed. So anyway, my name is Noah Demeritz. I'm an architect. I'm based in Trumansburg, so relatively local. I've been working with the committee with Mallory and Jessica and Rebecca, others, meeting a few times to go over this, but really this has been in the works for years since I first got involved with it. Most recent meetings we've had has really been getting into the floor plan, which you have now in front of you. Kind of working through some feedback and different ideas about how to utilize the existing space, but then we're also proposing an addition off the front of the building, which you can see in the rendering on the first building. I guess, right? So the I think we've as a committee, come to a really good place in terms of the program or the floor plan. The idea is to utilize the existing structure completely. But it's a total gut renovation. It's inside, outside, new finishes, new installation, and take advantage of the utilities that are there, the water service, electric service, and so forth, the septic system that's already there. So the idea is to make use of what we have, but enhance it as much as possible. For essentially the same program, office space, restrooms, shower facilities, storage. Visitor center, check-in, so the same basic idea as what it is today. What it doesn't include is something that was on the table and we've talked about it as a committee for a while, is a larger kind of meeting space, or a space where you could rent out or use. Unfortunately, this structure just, I don't think, lends itself to that particular use. But I do feel like we're making really good use of what we have. So the plan, I think, we're in a really good place. The budget that I shared in the packet was essentially a favor from Edger Enterprises, who put together a high level kind of cost estimate for us. It is not a bid, it is not a formal number, it's just their kind of first guess, best guess, based on what they're seeing with these schematic plans. The number is high, was not a huge surprise. When we first budgeted this project, was actually several years ago. We were thinking it would be around the $600,000 mark. We have, I think it's 777,000 total is the grant. Well, with a match, but 777 is the total budget for the project. So we were budgeting roughly 677 for the construction, which coincidentally is about what the budget that Edger put together for us. Problem is that doesn't include some site work. I know most recently we've been talking about some site improvements for trailer turnaround and things like that. So right now we're kind of focused primarily on the building because of trying to utilize those funds as best as we can. But again, this has not gone out to bid yet or anything, so we don't really know what it's going to cost. The goal, though, is to get this out to bid. Last we talked was early fall, if not late summer, that we could potentially actually break ground this year, which would be ideal since it's largely an interior renovation, aside from that small addition on the front, that it could be a winter project that would allow it to actually be open with, for next season. That would be the goal.
The only new addition is the lobby and manager's office. That storage shed is on the north side would be what's currently a bathroom facility.
Yeah.
And then the two showers, the two toilets, and the family shower toilet is what is currently the men's restroom.
Exactly, it's all within that same footprint.
Uh-huh.
I am showing by the storage on the right-hand side there's some outdoor storage, which is also new. It's kind of a small shed.
If that'd be like a shed roof just attached
Yeah,
to the
they're
building.
not insulated.
Uh-huh.
Is code enforcement still part of this? It would
Yes,
still be.
yes, that's why there's the extra office space there.
And water.
And potentially water in the future.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the two main, aside from the manager offices. It's code enforcement and then water.
Good.
Mallory and Maureen, you guys share an office. I mean, you guys would share the manager office. Or does
Yes.
Maureen not have an
Yes.
office currently?
Yep, and then say like Kirsten, she would be based right at the lobby counter.
Mm-hmm.
So she would work off and out of that lobby counter, and then Maureen and I would kind of have the office space, but there's access to the lobby counter from the manager's office without even having to really leave the office.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a window there. And there's a window, right?
Right.
So as people
That's-
come and go,
right.
they could.
And you and Maureen don't each need your own desk. I mean, it looks like in that office, there's one desk.
What's this here?
Yeah, I was thinking that was like a file cabinet. And
Oh,
that
okay.
hasn't been really laid out.
Yeah, I mean,
Precisely.
yeah, and if I have to, I mean, we can share the leg that's there in front, or it's workable.
Okay. Mhm.
I
So,
mean, furniture is basically adjustable.
Wait, wait,
Yeah,
but square footage is not,
Very, very fair.
so,
Yes.
yeah,
I mean, it doesn't look like it's big enough for two complete
Yeah, I
setups,
would,
so
I would
guess-
agree with that. I think it's a little bit on this side. So if we need to do that, we will maybe too, we need to shift things a little bit.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, and to clarify, we are still in like a schematic design phase. Although, like I said, we've gone through some iterations, so I feel like we're honing in on the final plan and then we'll get into more detail.
I just have a couple of questions.
Sure.
This is the first I've seen it. I'm curious about the heat pump. We put it in just a few years ago. Like, is that gonna be reused in the project? or
I would
moved,
try to
or-
reuse it, yeah. I think we're gonna end up with other zones. So for example, the addition, the lobby and the manager office might be a separate heat pump.
Mhm.
You know, and then the existing one, if we could utilize it for the main meeting space and the other two offices. The showers and family shower restroom, might be heated differently as well. We might do something totally different there.
Okay, yeah, just curious because we just spent money on it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, that'd be a shame.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm just curious to gut it right to the studs and the rafters and then put everything new on it. That is not less expensive than just knocking it down and building a new stick-built building. Like, it just seems surprising to me that disassembling it by hand would be cheaper than just knocking it down and putting a new building.
It
up.
is mostly because there's not much to this building to begin with. So to take it apart is pretty simple, especially the two wings. There's hardly anything there.
Uh-huh.
It's already almost to the stuff. So the issue with knocking it down completely is you open up just a lot more additional costs in terms of excavation, foundations and site work and things like that. So there is some value in just the wall studs and the roof trusses. I think there's a cost there.
Uh-huh.
They're there.
Uh-huh.
So
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think the next step for us is we do need to do a public
Yes.
meeting or
Yes.
yeah, right, for the larger public. So that's something that we need to figure out.
We need to schedule that.
And then we also need to go through the seeker process.
Correct. Which
This,
Jason did respond to,
yes,
saw the email earlier today,
yes.
but I mean, it sounds like the secret process maybe is pretty non-impactful for us because of the nature of the but
Yeah, exactly. Since it's a larger, it's existing minor addition. But that is something that formally needs to happen just with the town board
yes.
to approve it.
So it's really a matter of, I mean, unless we want to take this back to the park committee and discuss it further. Or might be more beneficial to go ahead and schedule a public meeting and then we could go back and discuss feedback.
Yeah.
I think we did the schedule a public meeting, but I also think it would be good to, I think it's good to schedule the public meeting just to have that done. But I also would like to hear the input of the other board members once they've had a chance to really.
Think about it.
Yeah, so that we don't, make dumb mistakes if we didn't catch something.
That's goes along very closely with what I was thinking. If we get the public meeting scheduled, then we can take back everybody's feedback and say, yes, no, this is terrible, I really like this, or we've had a couple of comments already within the group where it's like aha moments where what if we do this? Like the change of the one bathroom for sort of family oriented.
I guess that was my question. How many? We currently have two separate bathrooms. How many? Like toilet stalls versus and showers do we have now versus how many will we have then? Because now do we have 4 showers and like 3 toilets and a urinal, or like
You're gaining one, or no, you're.
I haven't been in the men's bathroom, but I know.
You're
Yeah.
going from 2 toilets on each side, 2
Uh-huh.
for the men, 2 for the women.
Uh-huh.
And now you'll have 3 total. So
Uh-huh.
you're losing 1, but
Uh-huh.
one's now a family toilet shower combination.
Mhm.
And then you have 2 toilets that are separate compartments from 2 other shower compartments. So everything is unisex,
Sure,
they're interchangeable.
And how many showers are on currently? Do we currently
I'd
have?
say
there's
0.
one shower, technically, kind of, but there is
Shower.
there's a
That's cool. Frogs are cool.
one shower on each side with 2 toilets on each side.
Okay, so we're losing a toilet and gaining a shower.
Yes,
Yes,
Uh-huh.
but I mean,
but all three of the ones that you're getting are unisex. Or
right,
whatever, you know, so
Yeah.
there's more
so
sharing.
the toilet 2 and toilet 3 are not connected to the showers.
Right, yeah.
You use the bathroom and then you walk around to use the shower, which does open up the use of the toilets a lot faster rather than whole bathroom where the toilet and the shower is in one bathroom, so you're
Mhm.
just going in and
Mhm.
locking yourself in there for 2 hours. The family toilet shower was kind of a park, I feel it's a park necessity. With moms and kids, it's hard for us to, we're all in the shower and the kids gotta go to the bathroom or something, so now we've gotta all get out of the shower and come all the way around to use the toilet, that kind of thing, so. That was kind of the idea behind the family toilet shower. A mom can take her kids in there and kind of do everything at once and not have to worry about the back and forth. So.
Well, this is my first time seeing it, but what I see, I like. I mean, I'll think on it some more, but
Public hearing date.
yeah.
Let's set a date. It's not gonna be July 15th.
You mean it's not gonna be at our regular board meeting?
That's the
Reval.
That's the
Oh.
reval. 14th is our regular board.
We wouldn't
meeting.
want to have it at our regular board meeting?
It might be nice to have it once again at one of the fire halls and let people come in and we'd have it for 2 or 3 hours and let come in and go. That's sort of like
Like an open house.
yeah, more like an open house than a public hearing. That way,
Would we want to hold it at the park then if you were doing that? So people could see what's currently there?
that's not a terrible.
Not
idea.
Good
a-
idea.
You could use the pavilion.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, it just feels like if
I
people
like
are
that idea.
familiar
Right
then.
now, profit.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I just think it'd be nice for people to see the.
No, I really do
That's a
like
good
that
idea,
idea.
yeah.
Mhm.
So if I can make a recommendation, I'm gonna, be away from the 14th to the 22nd. But I also,
Of June or July.
of July. But I would also prefer, if possible, to do it before I go away, only because, again, we're gonna be on a really tight timeline to turn the final drawings around to get this out to bid by early fall. We're
Do we
aiming
wanna
for,
do
like,
it-
September.
Would we want to do it like July 8th or 9th? So it was before our board meeting so that we could talk about.
I mean, it could be really like the 7th, 8th, or 9th that.
Probably. I was thinking maybe not the 9th, only because people tend to start coming in on Thursdays, so.
Oh, that's a good point. If it's later in the evening, the earlier in the week, the better, if we are doing it at the park.
Yeah, that
Cause
makes
that
sense.
does, that kind of, thank you, Jess.
I guess, can you say a little bit more about that too? Like traditionally, when we have a public hearing, it's like, this public hearing is now open to discuss. I mean, is it the expectation that the board would be sitting there for 3 hours? You know what I'm saying? Like
No,
open
I
house
mean,
to me
we've
feels
done-
different than
we've done
public hearing, so.
Public meetings, it's not a hearing, it's a public
uh-huh.
meeting, and we've done them for like the waterfront revitalization, and it was a 3-hour meeting that's open to the public. We just had the one for the zoning, or not the zoning, I know.
Comprehensive plan.
Comprehensive plan.
But that was more of a presentation. I mean, this would be like, I guess what is the format gonna look like? I guess
It's,
is-
I would
Yeah,
imagine
it was
we will set
presentation.
up.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have blown up versions of the plans
Yeah.
and then we would be on the
Okay.
end to answer questions and take feedback and
Mhm.
comments from the public.
I guess what gets me is 3 hours seems like a long time.
Yeah, I don't think it needs to be that. Yeah.
So I just was not sure what we're
And you
doing.
probably don't have to be there all 3
Yeah.
hours.
Right, I guess that was my other question. It's
No,
like,
I mean,
do I have to be there for 3 hours?
My
That seems like a long
mind,
time.
We would be pretty much as board members, I mean, we could stay there and talk to the community members, but also we are the community and we can leave our own feedback.
Right, sure, yeah.
You could also do, a shorter time frame than 3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And then you could do, a time that you're gonna do a presentation. You know what I mean? So
Sure,
6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, whatever. This is like then, because Otherwise, you might get the same questions over and over and over again.
Mhm.
And you're kind of like, when you give someone a tour of the house and then new guests arrive and they're like, let me give you a tour too. And then new
Mhm.
guests arrive and like, oh, let's give you a tour too. So you might want to do like one tour time. And then, but leave it open so that people have time to ask questions. Come in late if they miss.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. What time works for you?
I guess it depends on which day.
What day works for you? Not Thursday, it sounds like.
Neither the 7th or 8th is great. The eighth would be better, actually. I could make the 8th work. Monday, the 6th would be even better.
Monday the 6th would be ideally best for me as
Okay.
well, at the park.
Okay, what time?
Whatever makes sense for you guys,
Yeah, I mean,
5:30 to 7:30?
yeah, I think that generally is like the right
yeah,
public meeting time. So, and I agree, like maybe there was a presentation of sorts at 6 p.m. So people can mingle at
Did you
5:30.
say 6:30 or
At
6?
6, at 6, and then, it'll be brief, like this kind of conversation. And then, but people can come and go on both ends of that presentation.
5:30 to 6:30 on July 6th, with presentation at 6 o'clock.
Let's say 5:30 to 7.
Yeah. 5 days.
It's gonna be so beautiful down there. Everybody's gonna want to stay.
Hector residents can use the kayaks for a half off. Yeah. So there you go. And Meredith, you'll advertise it then.
Yeah.
So this,
Oh,
this
Well,
next
to use them if I'm there by myself,
Is that the kind of meeting that needs,
just so you know.
it's the kind of meeting that needs a 10-day warning for public?
Yeah, I'll get it out into, I'll get
Because we got
that
plenty of
out
time.
in, the next newspaper. Oh, well, and that should be good as long as I'm done, I can get it into them by tomorrow or Thursday. It'll come out.
No, that's way over the 10 day, I mean, it's.
Yeah, I mean,
If
I don't.
it has to be 10 days, plenty of time, so.
We can put it on the calendar and we can put it on the Facebook page.
And Smith Park can put it on their Facebook as well.
Yep.
Both kind of fit.
Be kind of nice for you to post this rendering.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're able to.
Yep,
Yeah, I can send you that.
okay.
Excellent. Thank you, Noah.
Cool. Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thanks for taking your time.
Yes. Thanks.
All right, Mac Park.
We are well on our way to busy seasons of projects. Finishing projects that were started before, which hopefully we will be able to finish them this year, such as bridges, the 2 bridges, we still hold the 2 permits for the walking trails. The weather has not cooperated with us in order to be able to do anything because.
No, it has not.
One of the first steps is concrete. So we do have the items that we need to build the forms for the footers, but we had a date planned and then it ended up being not great weather according to the app. And so our meeting was canceled, but then Mia had put together a bolt tightening party for the play structure. So we were able to get the bolts tightened on the play structure in place for anticipated more work days ahead for that. The permanent pavilion is currently spray painted on the ground where it is going to go. So yeah, if you would like to go take a look at where that is, Karen met with the Macintosh and Rock Cassetti in order to come up with a plan of where that's going to go. Additionally, there are 2 stakes at the top of the bank with direction for dirt to go over the bank. So just working on getting those things done. The pavilion is looking like late June, early July is when things might start rolling in that direction. Another thing, we need to update more mulch at the plate structure, so lots of volunteer hours on that. Something new, we did get a $2,400 grant. Our secretary Becca applied for a grant through the Arts Council of the Southern Finger Lakes. And that is for an artistically made metal bench and a placard that was discussed in going at the pollinator garden. So Becca's working on talking with, his name's Teo, an artist from the art farm, to work on that. The bench is intended to go at the end of the greenway, what we call the lower field, the bottom field, so that it blocks off people from entering private property, kind of, sort of. It will, according to Becca, will need a concrete base, but that's just something that we'll be working on this summer as well. The pollinator garden turned out wonderfully. Lots of volunteers came out and donated plants. Thank you to you guys for doing that, and the park committee also donated funds to do that as well. And the garden ended up being a lot larger than what was originally anticipated, which is great. If you can go out and see it, it's at the fire circle, and off to the right hand side is where it is. So not over by the play structure where most of the other things are happening. And then just one last thing, stocking the pond with some fish this year. If we could do that. I did reach out to quite a few people. I mean, I reached out on Facebook, I reached out to some of my personal contacts and asked about fish. And somebody caught grass carp that was like this big. I mean, I have a picture of it. Who knows
How many of those are actually in there?
who knows how many, and who knows how old that one is.
Gator Fish Farm might be able to give you.
That's who we've been working with. They're the ones the original grass carp came from in 2022. I have a phone call into them. And they called me back and we're playing phone tag because I wanted to see that. And then one thing that we're gonna move forward and fund additional fish, great. But it has been long enough now that we could also add an additional batch of grass carp. Because there's a time period, correct, that sounds like, there's a time period between the initial, and we have to wait 2 to 3 years before, something like that.
3 years.
Yeah, so it's been long enough that we can add additional grass carp. to keep
I
coming.
have a comment real quick on the
Oh, wow.
grass carp. I think the reason it was, they were added initially was to help with the mitigating of the weeds and
Yep.
stuff. Because the fire department was using it as a primary water source. I would advocate for maybe a little bit looking into it, 'cause there are a lot of grass carp in there and that can actually decimate the fish population. And you guys put out a lot of money to Fish Haven Farm the last time, the town put out to stock it. 2 years ago when it was stocked, Fish Haven. Or if you haven't reached out to them.
That's who I've been
Didn't
playing
can-
phone tag with.
Okay, the
Um,
girl who came out is no longer there, but yeah, I would just really request maybe to hold off on the carp.
Okay.
Are you looking for other types of fish like bluegills and bass?
Last time we did bass and
Cause I know,
We
I know
did-
pond, I know a pond that's actually overloaded with fish. You want that, and take some off. It'd be a lot of fun catching them and throw them in that pond.
I thought there was a.
Is there,
Depends on what you, depends on what you're looking.
is there, anybody know of any regulations on moving fish?
Believe that's how most of the fish are related in this area, because they've been from one pond to another. That's a good question,
You
but
could probably
we've
call
always just dumped them in.
the infield place and probably.
They might know, or DEC, there's a special line you talk to them about stocking ponds, so.
They just grab it through.
The only other comment that I got was that someone caught a little baby bass, so, I'm not really sure. What's in the pond, I know there's a giant fish and then there's bass, I know there's sunfish in there, but I just don't know how plenty everything is. So, that's all I know,
Thank you.
thank you.
Did the grass carpet actually help the fireman's problem? Did anybody there ever say?
Cause they were shockingly expensive. I remember just being like, wow, remember they were like kind of expensive when we put them in.
Koi fish are really
I
expensive.
think cutting down the trees helped fire these problems, so. I think that was a lot of the problem too.
Like all the
Trees,
leaves.
Well, they have a new pond now too. so-
They do, so they don't utilize it.
But it was, the thing was getting kind of overgrown and it does seem clearer now than it used to.
Nice.
Oh, I should mention that, one of our volunteers is allowing us and volunteers to use their hose at their house to cross the road and water the brand new pollinator garden.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
That is important.
So if anybody's interested in signing up for a spot to volunteer to go hose the, pollinator garden, you can reach out to one of us. We will get you on the schedule.
All right, thank you. Collector.
For the month of May, there was 5 marriage licenses, 31 dog licenses, a certified marriage copy, and 31 building permit. There was $2,186.50 that was paid to the supervisor out of the general fund and the part-time fund. There was $35 that was paid to the New York State Animal Population Control Fund. For the New York State Department of Health for the marriage licenses, that was $112.50. And then we did have a donation to the local animal shelter for $10. Originally at the last board meeting, we did pass that it was going to come out monthly. We kind of, upon further talk and I guess trial, the only check that I write is to New York State Animal Population, and then I write my check to Justin. When it comes to the dog aspect. So for me to. What we pay staff for dog licenses comes into a voucher and it gets paid out of a line that Justin puts it in. So for that, I can't give that to Justin because technically that would be him claiming the money as the town supervisor. Can't do that, it's a dog donation. So I would end up having to write a check. So I guess my question is there a limit that I want to put on that, or are we going to change that to, originally it had been quarterly? That had been brought up in conversation with Kathy, as well as maybe setting a dollar limit, like once I receive $50 or once I receive $100, then I would write a check to Southern Tier Animal Control.
Is the problem that like right now, this month, you're gonna write a check for $10? Is that
right? And then like next month, like this month, I could write a check for $200, and then the following month I could have nothing, and then so it's maybe the inconsistency of when is it worth writing a check, and not necessarily like doing it for quarterly. Like if I get $2 worth of donations, I'm writing a check to staff for $2. So it's more of
Keep it at monthly.
Potentially, if we keep it monthly.
right, or there could be 50 cents, or there could, like, you don't necessarily know what you're gonna get into a day, like with that, or if they're not, and because this is so new and it's new for every single town. I'm on the like New York State Clerks Association, and it's everyone, like almost every single post I see is something about the resolution, how they did the resolution for the dog donations, how they chose their dog donation person, and it's been like cycling. How often are you paying your donation?
The last time we discussed it, I was an advocate for a monthly because I just thought, why should they wait quarterly? Because the funds will, but I agree with your point, like maybe we should have if you haven't received $25 worth of like at what point is it worth
Right, so I
mailing
guess
a check to
stuff,
them?
like maybe if it were, once I reach $50, I'll issue the check at the end of that month, or it could be quarterly if I don't receive that $50. So no matter what, he's at least getting the donations that were contributed within
Mhm.
those. That quarterly period,
Mhm.
so he isn't waiting the full year, cause
Mhm.
I mean, I might only get this $10 donation.
Mhm.
I might get another $100 throughout the next year,
Mhm.
I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
So I
I'm
guess-
still a fan of,
I think if you're actually just gonna do it quarterly, no matter what, you just do it quarterly, no matter how much it is.
yeah,
Instead of like, well, I got
I guess,
$200.
but if you only got $2 in a
And I
quarter,
don't-
would you
But
still?
she said she's gonna do it every quarter, no matter what, so if.
So like, right, so like the thing is if I have $200 in donations for 3 months. Would it make sense to issue that check because I have $200, or would it just make sense to issue it?
It would be easier to track if you did it every quarter, because it'd be 4 checks a
And but
year.
it'd be even easier to track if I did it every month, but is it worth writing a check if I only got a
Well, that's what we
donation?
voted on last time was monthly,
Yes,
but I agree with you that it's not worth mailing a $2 donation.
so it's just like working out the kinks at this
Uh-huh.
point.
So
as
I'd
things come
say,
along.
if we haven't received $25 in a month, you wait till we have received $25 worth.
Okay,
I don't know, but then, yeah, if you
I
only
think,
get-
I feel like it needs to be one way or the other, pick
Okay.
a dollar amount
Or,
or quarterly.
okay, yeah.
Because you could have $25 and then the rest of the quarter pick up $2 and then you're sending them a $2 check.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I guess I'm saying at the end of the month, you send a check unless there's not $25 in there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it would be a date, but yeah, no, it's a good question because we're gonna spend 50 cents plus an envelope, plus your time to mail a $2 donation. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but the question is how much are people gonna donate since it is new? Like if, if we got a lot, I'm just, for their cash flow, I'm sure it's helpful to have money
Right.
to feed and house and shelter the dogs and not wait 3 months for it. That's why I advocated for monthly, but I see your point in terms of if we only have $5 to mail, is it like are we gonna spend the money to mail it? It's a great
I
question.
mean, $5 is $5, but it's.
Let's move it to quarterly and then review it and start of the year.
That sounds good.
Let us know next month if somebody donates $500 and you have to wait till.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't quite remember what
It's right here.
resolution it was.
It's
I make a
right
motion
here.
to change our donation to quarterly from monthly of the dog, what is the new law called?
Who's gonna
I know Rebecca's
I
got it
just
right there, yeah.
Looking at it, I just saw it here.
Be towards the end of the meeting, yeah, because it was.
Yeah, it was resolution 109. So can we amend resolution
Yeah,
109
just amend it.
to say quarterly instead of monthly?
Sure.
So resolve 109 was resolved to approve to the shelter donation line to the Southern Tier Animal Control as they are the shelter we use for the town. For donations to be paid out monthly was last month's motion, and I am amending it to quarterly.
We have a first and a second. Any further questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
There's also one more thing. These summer hours for the town hall. I know I've gone back and forth. Dan's brought it up to me a couple of times, and we're just trying to figure out something that would work for summer hours. It wouldn't be anything extravagant. Me and Dan mentioned the hours and I said, you can go talk to Justin. It would be 7:30 to 4:30, Monday through Thursday. And then there would be a 4-hour window from 8 to noon on Fridays. And it would only go until the hunting licenses went on sale in August, which is the 3rd. So it would go until the last, whatever, I think it's July 30th or the last day in July. So then the town hall hours would then return to 8 to 4, Monday through Friday, starting August 3rd. Dan has been keeping track of how many people We get traffic wise or phone call wise on a Friday. We get roughly 6 phone calls on a Friday, and that's like really pushing it. And then maybe 3 or 4 people walk in, and that's depending on if they're
Significantly less people on Fridays.
yes, and that's and like the influx of people on a Friday currently is simply water bills or beginning of the month when dog licenses go out. So on a Friday, we would be here when the mail came and we could process everything that came in the mail, so it would be like a bill that was waiting until Monday. I guess in getting your guys' input, what you feel. I mean, this is very new, so I don't know. I don't really have.
I think it's fair.
Yeah, I was gonna say by law, they don't have to be. I mean, this, as an elected
Well, she's elected, Dan's not, right?
Right.
Yeah, and we have to make sure Dan gets the hours he was hired for.
Oh, uh-huh. And will he still be able to do that?
Yes.
Is he, because he's part-time?
No,
He's full-time, so he'll work 9 hours Monday through Thursday and then get the last remaining hours on whatever Friday.
Huh.
And it wouldn't change anything, so like the 3rd we're in observation of the 4th of July. And so we're closed, but that wouldn't make Thursday a half a day, unless
Right.
obviously Justin granted that, but that 2nd would be that whole 9-hour day. So like, I know the highway guys, if like technically, I think they would have. Yeah, so, I know that holidays sometimes can affect the highway hours when during summer, right, so we wouldn't plan on that having the same impact.
Which that's a weekend day this year anyway, isn't it?
Right, but because of the 3rd,
Oh, right.
we're
the third
closed in
would be the
observation,
holiday.
yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Well, you can try it and we'll wait till the grand public complains.
Yes.
So I make a motion to change the office hours for the summer, starting
Monday.
on Monday. What is Monday? The
15th.
15th, thank you.
15.
Thank you. To be 7:30 to 4:30, Monday through Thursday, and 8 to noon on Fridays.
I'll second that.
we have first and second. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
I have one question. Sorry. Okay.
Oh,
Dumpster day, we got donations to Mac Firehouse. There's
oh, yes.
people,
Yes, Kathy brought that to my attention. I'm gonna reach out to the fire hall and see if they would you know, we give them the checks if they'll write us checks, a check back for the amount.
You mean the people were meaning to donate to dumpster day, but they wrote the check to the fire hall?
It's my fault. I gave, someone said, who do I write a check to? And I said, fire department, before I asked Mike.
Okay.
He wasn't there yet.
No, I'm just wanting clarification.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm not
That
pointing fingers, I'm just asking.
was like 3 or 4 checks right there made to the fire.
Two. There's
made
two that equal
I'm impressed
50.
because we got 0 checks at all.
Well, we had like 4 checks.
I mean,
Two of them were.
if they're made out to the, do we donate them to the fire
Yeah,
department
yeah,
for the
yeah.
use of the lot, or? I mean,
Total.
instead of trying to go through all the paperwork of you giving them the check, and I don't know how much they were
I'm
waiting
open to
for.
that too, but I think if we do that, we should do a resolution to pass off the 2 checks to.
Well, I will make that resolution that the checks we got in Mecklenburg at dumpster day get turned over to the fire department for use of their building.
Second that. Also, first and second, any further questions or comments?
It's cleaner.
No, I know.
Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
I'm abstaining.
I had one other question about dumpster day. We received some feedback that we left ruts there last year, which I know rained. So everybody talked about it raining this week, this year, but where do we follow back up after they pull the dumpsters out and make sure that the ground is level again, or? I mean, the feedback we got was
Last
from
year.
one individual.
That's a fair complaint. Last year, we had significant ruts. We had significant problems with people getting stuck at the Hector ball field. And the highway department actually went and leveled it out because of it, but nothing was said about Mecklenburg, and we would have done the same for them.
Yeah, they just complained about mowing it after the fact of the ruts. You know, it's a legitimate complaint. I mean, the way it was given wasn't necessarily the best.
So they should let us know at the time, if like the way, look, if it's okay now.
They also locked us out of the building. So
But, I think moving forward.
I'm just saying it's something that it was.
We should
It
take
was
into
a complaint, I
consideration.
guess, and we just. How do we handle that? Do we go up there, does Mike leave the payloader there the day, one more day and level it out?
I mean, moving forward, if it's an
Yeah.
issue.
The last year was so wet the day of dumpster day, you wouldn't have leveled anything out anyhow, you just smeared out of it. I'm
Yeah.
sure highway went back when it dried out in Hector and fixed
Yeah,
it.
I mean, we were literally having the trucks that were taking the dumpsters away getting stuck last year. I did. So,
Meredith, you had on your thing dumpster day update. Let's hear it. I mean, that's,
Well, minus the
$50.
$50 from Mac, there was probably, I think it was like $1,940 something in donations collected. Went good.
And I asked you to put that on so that we can just thank publicly the highway department members that worked with, but that we did get that covered with Scott.
mhm.
And then one topic of discussion for next year is, I think a number of us discussed maybe starting dumpster day earlier and ending it earlier.
Yeah, and how,
The swap meeting. I think that confused people, have them start different times.
Yeah, they need to start at the same time, but I think we could move it to 8 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock, because people are there.
I think
Are
it would be
people
good.
busy?
People are showing up at 7 with garbage, like how, like, when
We-
his phone was blowing up. In Hector though, earlier.
Well, yeah, I know that my first few years going to dumpster day, I went at 9 and the dumpsters were full. And I was like, wow, dumpster day starts at 9. And they were like, you might have to go to town hall. We're full. I'm like, how can you be full like at the time the dumpster day starts? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so I think that's something we should seriously consider with next year.
Uh, I guess I had a question about how late people go. I mean, I've worked at Hector and people are pretty much done by, I don't know, it was almost like 1 this year that we didn't really have anybody, hardly anybody after. Definitely, we didn't have anyone after 2. We had 1 person at 2:30 when we were full and I sent them to town hall. But how late do people come to town hall and to Mecklenburg? I haven't been to those sites.
I think
I guess I'm asking, should we make the day
our
shorter?
big
Yeah.
rush ended at, I would say 12:30. Our big rush, and then that line probably ended around 1-ish, 1:15, and then there was like stragglers.
Mhm,
So I think we could justify going the 8 to 2 or
mhm.
even 8 to 1 maybe.
Yeah, yeah. I would love to see Mecklenburg start the swap meet again next year, because it was really, like Ann said, went great this year at Hector. We moved a lot of stuff into new homes, so it was pretty rewarding to see it happening.
All right, a few more things to finish up. Recycling guys have brought it to our attention that for the last 6 weeks or more, the recycling dumpsters have been overflowing by the end of the cycle. I reached out to Casella, our current provider. We can get another one brought in starting, I think essentially next week if we authorize me to sign the contract. It's an additional $140 a month.
Like permission, town board of supervisors signed like extra dumpster or extra recycling bin, finish shell on the cells.
Second.
We have a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Next
Realize
item on
it
the
costs that.
list, we have a farmer who is
Mhm.
currently licensed to process
That's what I thought
cannabis
too when I saw that.
and is looking to add a second location where he would grow it. It would not be for processing, it would be strictly for growing. And as a matter of form, we need to send this letter to New York State Office of Cannabis Management. And so. Is anybody here from the farm?
Yes,
Are you Carmine?
I am.
Okay, so you're the person I've been chatting with.
Yes. Yeah, so, I don't know how much detail you want me to get into, but I can probably do it.
Go for it. You sat through our whole meeting. Go
Yeah.
ahead. You deserve it.
I do like a 6-second synopsis, so, we have a grow and processing, manufacturing, in Newfield, New York. The state has allowed us to canopy up. Through that, we went, off lot, essentially looking for additional acreage, landed here, with a farmer that we're currently leasing land with that, is open and wanting to sell us the parcel. It's a weird situation that we find ourselves in because technically, cannabis as a row crop from the ag and markets law from New York, it is protected under the right to farm. So we didn't have to get approval. I've set up many of these now, one outside of Albany and like I said, in Newfield. But because we're adding the location, they're making us get this letter of non-objection, which is new to us. So yeah, we would just be cultivating it like any other row crop with the slight contingency of a few cameras and licensing around the foliage itself. But
Are you going to want to or need to put a fence around your crop?
it's mandated.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What's the acreage?
What's that?
What's the acreage?
I don't know the total acreage. We're leasing 80 acres. It won't be 80 acres because we don't have that much canopy that's licensed. It depends on how they spread it out. So I'd have to look at the engineering and talk to my cultivator, but substantially less than that.
And where's the location?
Updike Grove.
So everything would be harvested on site, put into one of our licensed, because we have a distribution license as well, put into one of our licensed trucks and brought back for processing at our retail location.
So this is for you to sign?
This is formality for authorizing me to sign it. This is prepared in conjunction with New York State by our attorney for the town. And we did, just to have it on record, get a copy of their license, so that there's no question.
Do we need to read it or can I just make a motion to
Let's just make a motion.
authorize the supervisor to sign the letter of municipal non-objection to proposed outdoor cultivation in the town of Hector of cannabis?
I'll second.
First and second, any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor? I will get you a finalized letter on town stationery and I'll have her, I'll get it notarized. You can't notarize it.
No.
But I'll get it notarized and get it to you.
Great.
You're not gonna be able to grow it this year.
We will.
Oh, you will?
Hopefully.
All right, yeah, cause you got a fence put up and.
We already did, I think.
I see.
No, I've talked to my team.
Oh, okay.
I haven't been there since we cut the deal on the lease, but
What do you mean he's already got it all planted?
we don't have it planted.
Finance committee.
Good luck.
Love to give a meeting, which I can pull through text message, just if we're gonna have those mini audits, we just need to pick topics for them to review. That's why that's on the list, and I will follow up with you guys in the next couple of days. Thursday, everybody but Mark is able to attend the classes in Corning, just a quick reminder.
What
time?
What time does it start?
The first class starts at 8. They have breakfast at 7. A free welcome breakfast.
And then the last item on the list, keeping up with the modern world. We're looking at, I'm interested in moving a local law that will authorize town board members to attend officially and vote officially via Zoom.
I'll never come to another meeting in person again.
Um, to pass a local law,
I'm just kidding.
obviously, we have to set a public hearing. My proposal is, and advertise. My proposal is we set the next board meeting July 14th for a public hearing, creation of local law in relation to authorizing board members to participate and vote remotely.
Would that be only if they are not in town?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's checking.
Yep. If you're absent, I mean, I know all of us at some, yeah, potentially if you're
Guess
sick.
that's true.
Sick, you don't want.
If you're contagious but feel well, maybe, yeah.
So I feel like that we should have done this when.
Yeah,
the
we
state
should have done it
law-
a while ago. Yeah.
When it expired after COVID and we'll have the wording of a couple of local ones in conjunction with the Association of Towns for the next meeting. That is strictly for your information. There used to be on the miscellaneous communication.
Correspondence, yeah.
Yep, that was miscellaneous correspondence.
Are we supposed to announce it to the public? Is that why it's here?
It's in the packet online,
Okay.
but it's just an
miscellaneous.
FYI for your notice that that is.
Okay. There's a nice power line that's being replaced from Montour Falls to Ithaca. That's the
Yes.
correspondence.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Oh, well done, Anthony. I second.
Who wants the second?
I do.
Thank you all for hanging in there tonight. Thank you all.